What is your American dream?
American dreams. Buy a house. I think that's it. Just buy a house.
I have American dream about my child and everybody's child. They got the better education, better environment. We want to live peacefully in America, whatever we are now. We don't want any difference between each other.
American dream is just to be happy and have money for my family and for my friends.
My American dream is to be happy.
American dream? I don't know. No war. Peace.
I guess my American dream would be that we could all celebrate our individuality, our cultures and everything, but also be more united, more connected as a whole, instead of having all these differences that, corrode us. And yeah, that would be my dream.
I dream of a world where everybody recognizes that we can be whoever we want to be, and I feel like that's the great thing about America.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. Welcome everybody to the happiest 2 hours of my life on a daily basis because I get to sit next to Belgium Kim and Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias. How are you? I'm always unhappy until I show up and I see your two smiling faces.
This is true.
That's true.
Right?
You were cranky seconds ago.
I was cranky
Literally
seconds ago.
Seconds ago,
very cranky.
I actually thought you were going to open up the show like, hey, everybody.
I'm
in a bad mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you watching for?
Yeah.
Go home.
Yeah.
Go do something else.
There it is.
There.
There.
Talk out of my mouth like this, huh? Like this. I only move the bottom part.
If you do the other way, you look like Popeye.
Oh, yeah. Where's olive oil, huh?
Yeah.
That's truly terrifying.
Is that terrifying?
That is terrifying.
Because I'm
this
more
is
like
pre-Halloween?
You could have been Popeye.
I could have been Popeye.
That actually would have been fun.
That would have been very funny.
I love spinach.
Yeah.
Okay. I love sailing.
You love olive oil? Is that her name?
I love olive oil.
That is her name.
Right. I always seem to have a type of woman who seems to be very skinny, right?
That's true.
That is true.
And tall.
Right,
That's
right.
true. That's true.
And I don't
And you
have.
curse like a sailor.
I do.
Hey!
But I do not have any tattoos of anchors.
No.
Yeah, easily remediable.
And I do not walk around singing I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Those are the only two things. I mean,
that are
you
easy fixes.
Right, you
That
basically
seems
have the rest of
easy
his life,
fixes.
though.
Other than that.
We'll draw out that tattoo for you. Have it ready by tomorrow.
All right, how's everything going, guys?
Everything is great.
Delightful.
If you were a cartoon, who would you be? I guess I'm Popeye. Who would you be?
Oh, this is so easy for me. I'm the Disney Princess Belle, the French Disney princess.
And Yonathan's thinking about it.
If I was a cartoon, I would be Simba.
Oh,
The
that's
Prince
a
of
good.
Africa.
I thought you were going to
Prince
say
of
Black
Africa,
Panther,
that
but
is
he's
a-
not really a cartoon.
No, he's
but he
not a
could be a
cartoon.
cartoon because he was in the comics at one point.
That's true.
right.
But he's not.
He was
he's
a
not.
cop. He was.
Are we
originally
counting comics as cartoons? I guess that counts,
Yes,
yeah.
it's a cartoon. He was
I thought
drawn
we were-
up. He was a character drawn by Marker first, so I guess that would make him.
Okay.
All right, but Simba's a good guy too.
Simba
I like
is my
Simba.
guy.
Simba's
I
your
like
guy.
Simba. We went real Disney. with
Right.
that.
Simba,
I like it.
Belle, and Popeye the Sailor Man. Let's say hello to Gene Todd. None of that is going to be our Halloween costume.
Yeah,
I actually want to ask the Brad Squad, can you guess what we are going to be for Halloween tomorrow? Because you guys know we take this very serious.
What?
We take Halloween very serious.
Oh, I know what you're going to be.
No, don't say nothing.
All right,
I'm
aren't you going to be like Seriously Raven or something?
seriously Raven?
Right?
Absolutely not.
Isn't that what you were going to dress up as?
No. I want the Brad Squad to guess. Can you guess what we're going to be?
So done.
Can you guess?
Yeah. Are you going to give them any clues whatsoever?
I
I don't think
I thought you were going as Dolly Parton. No, Kim?
Yeah, that's Yo-Yo.
No, you were going as
I'm
Dolly
Kenny
Parton.
Rogers and he's Dolly
No,
Parton.
you were going Dolly Parton. Didn't you tell me you were going to go like full-on cleavage Dolly Parton?
Just Islands of the Stream? No.
Yes.
No. There was one year I wanted to go as Lil' Kim, though.
Right.
I really did want to do that. Yeah,
with one patch?
Yeah,
that would be for today, not for tomorrow.
No, right.
That would be for today, Hump Day.
Right.
All right, let's say hello to Jean Thomas Webb, Tracy Haynes, Sean Boone Jr.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Mel Richard Edwards Caballero, how are you? Squad up. Bakari Pobby saying squad up, everybody. JaVale Finnegan, Kennedy Roy, Ja Love. Could be double fisting today because I see Ja Love on Facebook. I don't know why I get all excited when Ja Love double fists.
Because that was like one of the first double
fisters, right? So I always notice
That's
when she does it.
Yes.
I'm sure lots of people do it.
Yes.
Cece Mitchell, Marcia McCalla, how are you? Cher Webley, Samora Marcus says, bless up squad, up and live. Jessica Leamy, Joelle, Mel Richards, I said Mel Richards, Edwards Caballero says, bless up everybody. Rose Marie Elliott, squad up to Rose. Christy Consali, squad up. Elizabeth Francis, squad up. Janice Lewis is watching. Marcia Watson, also watching. D. Forbes, Deion Watson. Deanna Moore, squad up. Christopher Kane says, you are the man to all the problem for the less fortunate.
Wow.
That's very nice.
That is
and the
sweet.
more fortunate, too. I can
That's
solve
true.
problems from both sides of
both
the aisle.
sides, yes.
Right? And Kay Ann Forrester says, go has Miss... Oh, she wants to go as Mr. and Mrs. Smith's Brad.
Ooh.
Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
I know, and my reply to her is a divorced couple as a Halloween costume is bold.
Yes.
That's bold.
Yes, yes.
This is true.
Ja Love is definitely double fisting because she is on YouTube as well. Tracy Lacey says, happy hump day. The XT Mel says, squad up. Shamari Taylor, how are you? Ren Stu watching on YouTube. Jamila Russell, one of our associates here, always pops in to say hello. Navneet Singh has a question. We'll get to it in a little bit. Vernil Chambers also has a question. Jay Barth has a question. Donald Horton going tomorrow as Donald Horton.
Oh, that's a good costume.
Missy Jam Amateur has a question. We'll get to all of it shortly. Isata Kone also with a question. It's funny, YouTube, they just go right into questions. Facebook, at least they say hello first. Ayan Kadar says, hi, Brad and team. Abel181 also with a question. And Abdi Yusuf, not with a question, just angry that we didn't answer his question from last time. But you have to, I don't know what your question
If you
was.
put your question in right now.
Right now.
Right.
You're more than likely to get it answered.
Right now. But not at 6:05, not at 6:10, now.
Right now.
But what we do have going today, more importantly.
Yeah.
It's hump day.
It's hump day.
And the day before Halloween.
Yes.
So it's a special hump day.
Yeah.
Belgium Kim, Yonathan, Yo-Yo, let's tell everybody what they need to do.
Okay, family, the very first thing that we need you to do is make sure that you have liked our page and you've hit that little bell to make sure that you get notifications every single time we go live. Also, make sure that you're sharing the show onto people's timelines, into groups that you're a member of. You've got tons of different places to share this show. So go ahead and take advantage of all of those ways right now, but you know the big one that's gonna come just a little bit later. Also, make sure that you've joined the Brad Squad at the official Brad Show Live Brad Squad Facebook group, and we're gonna drop that link down in those comments right now. And of course, like we just told somebody over on YouTube, if you wait any longer than right now, I can almost guarantee you're not going to hear the answer to your immigration question. So what are you doing? Keep them coming right now. Keep those questions in the comments and tell us all your thoughts and feelings about today's news and the callers. And on YouTube, what do we do, Yo-Yo?
On YouTube, first thing you guys are going to do is subscribe and tell all your friends and family to subscribe. So not only you, but make sure when you bring somebody into the Brad Squad on YouTube, you tell them to subscribe as well, and also click that little bell, so you can get the notification anytime we come on live or actually upload any videos, because on YouTube we do upload a lot of videos and segments that we show from different and past shows. All right, so now we also need you guys to put in your questions right now at this very moment. We have a whole new style of doing the show where we're going to be answering questions, social media questions, and also calls at the same time. So this gives you more of an opportunity to get your answers or your questions answered. So make sure you put in those questions right now. And of course, also, we definitely want you guys to share. So copy the link, send it into a text message blast. You could also share it directly to your social media platform. So we need you guys to do that as much as you can, because Facebook right now has really been killing it. All right, we found a way to really get the show out on Facebook. We're going to try and find a new way for YouTube as well.
Correct.
Okay, so for now, since we don't have that way, it's all on you. You guys literally have to call your friends.
There's
and
a
family
WhatsApp.
and tell.
There's a WhatsApp, right? There is.
There is a WhatsApp, but listen, it's
Can't
so
you-
easy.
you can broadcast
let
it
me
on
tell
your
you,
WhatsApp.
it's so easy to copy a link, send it in a WhatsApp, and somebody to see it and not do anything about it.
Right.
You guys need to follow up with them. Tell them to actually click that link and join the show, and tell them to comment in the comment section. We will.
What about the
invite
old-fashioned
them.
way? Just open up your window and scream out the window, "Hey, turn on Brad Show Live!"
Yeah, if they were out in your streets, but if they're not
Yes.
going to be out in your streets.
Isn't that the old-fashioned way? Is that old school?
That is.
And then someone yells, "Hey, shut up! I'm trying to sleep!"
Yeah,
Is that
throw
how
like a
you
pan.
found out about old shows?
Yes.
Like people were just screaming, "I
Yes.
dream of Jeannie!"
Yes.
outside?
I grew up when I
Okay.
was little. I lived in Forest Hills, Queens.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
I'm sure.
people would scream out the window, "Hey, Good Times is on!" I go, "Oh, that's great. Thank you very much."
Thank you, Forest Hills TV guide.
Yes.
So you guys can do that as well, okay? Scream out your window if you like. And of course, last but not least, we definitely need you guys to click the thumbs up. Turn that gray thumb blue, all right? It makes us happy. Now, this is Schmoozing with Brad.
All right, another day. More. I can't handle this guy anymore. I can't handle Donald Trump anymore. Weren't we going to have Donald Trump free days? When did that happen? When is that going to
We
happen?
were supposed to have that.
We're supposed
Literally
to have Donald Trump free days.
Say the
Free
word,
us,
Brad.
free us from Donald Trump stories.
Say the word.
This is a Donald Trump silent zone.
You know, I'll be okay with that.
Ooh, you and me both.
Totally okay.
Please.
At least for a day.
All right. Well, it's not going to be today.
Not today.
Because in my hands is the top 61 stories about Donald Trump.
That's true.
Because we just can't get enough of this guy. Mm-hmm. It's like the guy. It's like, you know what? It's like when you have like a toothache and it hurts.
Yeah.
So what do?
Yeah.
You bite on it to make it hurt more. You ever do that?
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
Why
why
do
do
we
you
do
do
that?
that? I don't know. Like, oh,
I
my
do
tooth.
do that.
Oh, like my tooth hurts. My
So
gum
you like
hurts.
push it
So I
or
gotta
you
push
bite-
it and hurt
yeah.
it more.
Yeah.
That's like what Donald Trump is.
There's an expression in French
What is
that
that?
is perfect. I use it all the time. Se pincer pour se faire mal.
Does that mean pimple on your ass?
No, it means to
What?
pit. Why would that mean
I
that?
don't know, because I'm thinking Donald Trump, what it would
No.
be, like what he would be.
It means to pinch yourself just to hurt yourself. It's like putting your hand
Exactly.
in the fire. You know what I
That's
mean?
what-
It's
that's
just
what
like
we're
se pincer
doing.
pour se faire mal.
So yesterday, let me go through this quickly and then we'll get to hump.
Yeah.
All right. So yesterday, Colonel Vindman,
Yeah.
who was the White House national security expert in Ukraine. He was born in the Ukraine, immigrated to the United States when he was 3 years old. Is a decorated war veteran. Look at all those medals on his
Right.
chest.
Poppin'.
He has, by all accounts, he has war wounds from Iraq. By all accounts, is an enormous patriot in the United States of America. Despite all of that, the Republicans are now saying he may be a double spy because his parents brought him here when he was 3 for the sole purpose of spying for Ukraine. You know, like a
Which is
Mr. and
the
Mrs.
most
Smith,
ridiculous.
you know, type of thing. All right, ridiculous. Meanwhile, what is even more ridiculous is this is turning into a little Richard Nixon-ish. Now, if you remember what happened with Richard Nixon is that he used to record all of his conversations in the White House. So now, since Richard Nixon, they don't like to record conversations in the White House because it may come back and haunt you. And there was 6 minutes of a tape that was missing. And eventually, there was a lawsuit to get this 6 minutes of a tape that was missing. And when the Supreme Court ordered Richard Nixon to hand over 6 minutes of a tape that was missing, where basically he spilled the beans about the Watergate scandal and the break-in, And basically, if anybody remembers Richard Nixon, he ordered a break-in of the Democratic National Headquarters to get dirt on his Democratic opponent for an election.
Sounds
exactly what's going on here, except instead of a break-in, we do it now electronically. So they're asking, the Ukrainians to come up with some dirt. And obviously there was something on Facebook that they were, trying to, meddle in the election, and it's all to get Donald Trump re-elected. Now, what's interesting about Colonel Vindman, who said he was very alarmed by the conversation between Donald Trump and President Zelensky of Ukraine, where Donald Trump asked for the quid pro quo. Okay, the quid was, by the way, we do a lot for you, you don't do a lot for us. By the way, can you do us a favor, please?
Right.
Can you look into this Biden thing, and his son, what's the son's name? Hunter. Hunter's on this, he's on this board of directors of a Ukrainian company, and we think there's a lot of corruption with this Ukrainian company, and we think because of this corruption, it has to do with Biden when he was vice president of the United States, and it also has to do with this whole Facebook thing about throwing off the election. And I want you to look into this and come up with some dirt for me so I can use it against Biden to show he's a thief. That's basically it.
Right.
Okay. That was the conversation. But what happened, according to Colonel Vindman, is that there were some words that were left off of the transcript because there is no, at least as far as we're aware right now, a recorded conversation between that we've heard. We've only seen a transcript of people's memories.
Right.
It wasn't even a transcript verbatim. It was a transcript based on a computer that was transcribing and people's memories. And apparently the computer doesn't get every word.
Right.
And when the computer doesn't get every word, because somebody trails off, like instead of saying, hey yo-yo, how are you doing? They would say, this is what they say with the computer. Hey yo-yo, how you doing? Wait, and the computer doesn't get, wait, what was that you doing? We didn't get those two words.
Right.
So those were why there was supposedly missing words in this transcript.
Yeah.
But Colonel Vindman said the omissions that this computer just missed was the smoking gun
of course.
Of everything. Trump's assertion. These were the omissions that the computer missed in what Trump put out.
Right.
As this is the transcript that the computer came up with. One, Trump's assertion that there were recordings of former Vice President Joseph Biden Jr. discussing corruption in the Ukraine and that he was part of all of this to enrich himself and Hunter Biden. All of that seemed to trail off. The computer didn't get that part.
Of course.
All of this also debunked by every national security report saying that Biden and Hunter Biden had nothing to do with corruption in the Ukraine.
Right.
Two, an explicit mention by Ukraine's President Zelensky, of Burisma Holdings, the energy company whose board employed Mr. Biden's son Hunter. Now, absolutely, Burisma was taken out, okay? All to show that Trump was not asking for a quid pro quo. He said, do me a favor, just look into some corruption. What they took out was, do me a favor, let's look into some corruption of Biden, Burisma, the things that were the quid pro quo to go against his supposed opponent, which doesn't look like Biden's going to be the opponent anyway. Based on what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to run out of money. He's not even going to make it past South Carolina.
Right.
But at the moment, at that time, it looked like Biden was the strongest candidate.
Right.
So get me some dirt on him. And they took out all of the bad language that would at least make it look more likely that there was some sort of quid pro quo. Quid pro quo meaning an agreement between Trump and Zelensky, at least that he would understand that you will not get military aid that has already been approved by Congress until you give me dirt on my opponent. That's going to be completely made up, by the way. Not even factual, true dirt. Now, Colonel Vindman told House impeachment investigators that he tried to change the reconstructed transcript made by the White House staff to reflect the omissions, but while some of his edits appeared to have been successful, he said those two corrections, the one about Vice President Joseph Biden discussing Ukraine corruption and the explicit mention of Hunter Biden working for Burisma Holdings, those were not made. Now, Colonel Vindman did not testify to a motive behind the White House editing process, but we can take a guess what it was.
Of course.
After the call, Colonel Vindman was given a hard copy of the rough transcript to make updates and corrections. According to a person familiar with the matter, Colonel Vindman went through the transcript, made changes, gave his written edits to his boss, Mr. Morrison, but his edits did not make the cutting room floor. Or made it to the cutting room floor.
Yeah,
This was
they were on it.
It was on the cutting room floor. Now, his testimony about the reconstructed transcript, the aftermath of the call, and a shadow foreign policy being run outside the National Security Council came as Democrats unveiled plans for a more public phase of the impeachment process. Basically, okay, the three people who were running the Ukraine foreign policy, okay, were Rudolph Giuliani, who was not a government worker, not an expert on Ukraine, but was Donald Trump's private paid lawyer. Okay? A guy by the name of Sunderland, who was the ambassador to the European Union.
Right.
But Ukraine's not in the European Union.
Right.
And Rick Perry, who's the energy secretary. But what does that have to do with Ukraine foreign policy?
Right.
Basically, Trump just took three of his cronies and said, you go at it, you go get some dirt for me on Biden. Made
Absolutely.
up by the president of the Ukraine so he can get his money to defend his country against Russia. Basically, the case. Meanwhile, if you're looking to stay in Trump Hotel in Washington, D.C., okay, if you're looking to do that, don't do it during Republican events.
Okay.
Because when Republican events are happening, the rates go up 3 times as much.
What?
Yes. Now, in a Republican event being held at President Trump's hotel in Washington, D.C., they're going to be paying 3 times as much as the general room rate, according to a report on Monday by the Citizens for Responsibility. The National Republican Senatorial Committee is the only national organization solely devoted to strengthening the Republican Senate majority. Their event, called Save the Senate, is going to be hosted November 7th and 8th. Guess what? The room, typical room at the Trump Hotel, $455 a night.
Right.
For the same exact room, during the National Republican Senatorial Committee to Save the Senate, will be $1,345 a night.
Wow.
The first call to meeting in this, they will be changing their name from the National Republican Senatorial Committee to Save the Senate to the National Republican Senatorial Committee to line Donald Trump's pockets. That will be the new name. The new name of the organization.
I'll take indirect campaign donation for $200.
The second call, the second vote will be on whether to start a petition to eliminate emoluments as a constitutional prohibition. Emoluments means that you, as a elected official, cannot line your pockets by making money in a for-profit or getting any gift or any value for your work for the government.
Which apparently in this presidency we've just kind of dismissed all around for the last several years. Like the man has his name on all the buildings and all the, but okay.
Yeah, so meanwhile, Eric Trump got into the fray. He's the dumb son. You know, there's the wise son, the dumb son, lazy, sneezy. You know, there's 8 of them, right?
I was going to say, are they the dwarves?
They are the dwarves.
Okay.
7.
Okay, 7 dwarves, right. And of course, Melania is Snow White. So the dumb one, Eric, he said, well, you know, people are objecting to us making so much money on this hotel. Maybe we'll just sell. That's what he says. Now, Trump Hotel has been a magnet for lobbyists and diplomats looking to gain favor with the president because they say, you know what, if we stay there and we spend money there, we're basically paying Donald Trump.
That's, I mean,
we are paying him.
You would think that he would like hook his people up, though, you know, during the...
And he doesn't even try to make it like, okay, it's not even me.
Right.
Because A, his name is on the hotel. It's not, you know.
It's you.
Right. It's right. It's,
It's all
it's
you.
Trump.
thing.
It's Trump Hotel. It's not.
Right.
It's not some underground organization
Correct.
he's running.
Right. And number two, he hasn't showed us his tax returns.
Right.
And number three, he's come and says, he's the only president ever not to divest his holdings and put it in a blind trust to make it look like, at least look like, he is not trying to make money off the office of the president of the
See,
United
and that's
States.
my thing, is that the fact that these businesses exist at all is what I find truly
part.
terrible. The rates, that's truly awful that he's even doing that, but honestly, I hate that we've just let him get away. Why isn't this impeachable? He's
Right,
making a profit off of like.
You know what I say when their rates? I'm like, F them. Let them pay as much as they want. Who cares?
Yeah,
you
I
know?
really
Right, that's
don't
how
care.
Right.
Yeah, I would have thought that he
be
would gouge
complaining-
Democrats.
I actually would be complaining either way. If the rooms were free, I'd be like, look at this. He's giving away free rooms.
Right.
If it's $1,300, at least they're paying $1,300.
Right.
You
It's
know?
true.
I thought that they would be more likely to gouge Democrats than Republicans.
Right.
Meanwhile, there's something smelly going on at the Manhattan Correctional Facility.
You don't say.
All right, at the Manhattan Correctional Facility. Da da da! You do that?
We can. You just did. Go
do
for
it
it.
again?
Yeah.
Da da da!
Oh, did you want us to do it with you?
I want to do it.
I know. I just realized you looked at me like you wanted
yes,
to-
it's called Do It Together.
I'm sorry, I'm
Ready?
sorry.
Ready? Something smelly's going on
Yeah.
at the Manhattan Correctional Facility in downtown Manhattan that jails federal inmates. You ready? Dun dun dun! Exactly.
Great.
You make us do it. And we actually do
And we
it.
do it.
Listen, you want to get paid?
Look at us.
What octave would you like us to do that?
Exactly.
Now, what's going on is, if you remember Jeffrey Epstein, the world's most celebrated pedophile.
Right. Is that's a
He
thing?
is the world's
That
most
is a
celebrated
thing.
pedophile of all time. He committed suicide allegedly at the Manhattan Correctional Facility. Now, the family of Jeffrey Epstein says something has run afoul. He did not commit suicide. He was murdered! Dun dun dun! Okay, so
Late on that one.
You're late on that one.
I did.
You're late on that
I jumped into the second.
So
Once you start talking about pay, I'm on time.
forensic pathologist Dr. Michael Baden. He was hired by Epstein's brother Mark Epstein, who is not a serial sexual predator.
No, he is not.
as far as we are aware.
He's just an author.
He's just an author.
Just an author.
To review the autopsy findings of the Manhattan coroner's office.
Right.
And Dr. Baden, who is the former coroner for the city of New York, a world-renowned, a world-celebrated pathologist, similarly celebrated to Mr. Epstein as a serial sexual predator.
Pedophile, yeah.
But this guy at least is on the right side of the law.
The correct side, yes.
Okay, now Dr. Baden says it's murder.
Ooh.
Really?
Yes, he came out today. He said the way in which Epstein's bones were broken on his neck would suggest that he was murdered and strangled and then afterwards made to look like he committed suicide by somebody hanging a rope around, not a rope, sheets around his neck to make it look like he hung himself.
Right.
He said not only that, but it's very odd that at the moment he committed suicide or was murdered,
Dun,
that
dun, dun. Damn, you long paused.
That the guards took a nap.
Both of them.
Same and the television cameras that were supposed to be watching him 24 hours because he was on suicide watch mysteriously went off.
Right.
Oh, wow.
There was a murder, at least according to Dr.
Yeah,
Baden,
that's definitely a
in the
murder.
Manhattan Correctional Facility.
In the jail cell with a sheet.
Two
we have
security
it solved.
guards, as I said,
Yeah.
fell asleep. The TV cameras went off, And bones were broken in his neck that would otherwise not be broken in a regular hanging.
Definitely a murder.
Oh, yeah.
I've been watching this show called Power lately, and I know that a lot of you guys have been watching it. It's stuff like this that happened. You know, like, it's all corrupt. That whole thing is corrupt.
Now, I am going to quote Dr. Baden.
Please.
He says, hanging does not cause these broken bones and homicide does. A huge amount of pressure was applied to the neck to break these bones.
Wow.
He has also called for federal prosecutors and Porky, Little Porky.
Little Porky Pork.
What's his name, Little Porky?
William Barr.
William Barr, thank you very much. This guy, Little Porky, to release the findings from DNA samples collected from the sheet found around Epstein's neck and underneath his nails.
Right.
He questioned the supposed total breakdown in security. The pathologist also admitted that there would be no shortage of people keen to kill this pedophile.
Okay, fair.
Even within the prison. But he had to have coordinated this with outside people and people inside as well. A number of people had to be involved if this was a homicide.
Right.
Of course.
Exactly.
Who do you think, if you had to take a guess without causing any sort of slander and libel, because it is a pure hypothetical guess.
Yeah.
We're not accusing anybody of murdering anybody.
Not at all.
Who would you think it was?
I have two crazy conspiracy theories.
Two conspiracy
One,
theories.
he's not dead. He's just like on an island somewhere.
No, he is dead as a doornail.
The other option is that any one of his very, very, very powerful clients who he supplied young girls to contracted it.
I'll tell you why he's dead.
Okay.
Because if he was alive, somebody in his family would know, and they would not have hired Dr. Baden to go review the autopsy results.
Are you kidding me?
Unless this is such a huge conspiracy
Exactly. I tell my bro,
that they are going to go review the autopsy results of somebody else's dead body to carry on. They would take him out of the news. You wouldn't want him back in the news again if he was alive. That would be my opinion.
That's true, unless Brother's not in on it. If Brother doesn't know, and it is super fishy.
Well, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Is there a picture of Jeffrey Epstein and his brother together at any time?
Ooh, we've got ourselves a Monte Cristo situation
We
here.
don't know.
Yo, what?
Now,
I like it, man in the iron mask type of thing.
All I know is that this pedophile, I have to agree with Kim.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Okay.
Yes.
But somebody killed him.
Somebody killed him.
Doom, doom, doom!
Yeah.
We will find out. There's a lot of people who had a motive.
Way too many people had a motive. And then way too many people also attested to the fact that Epstein was just not the kind of guy to kill himself. He had enough leverage in his life that he knew how to get himself out of this situation.
Now nobody on this panel wanted to say it, but Ma Dukes is saying it.
Who'd she say? She say Donald Trump?
It was Donald Trump.
Hells yeah.
Was he one of his clients?
Likely.
Donald Trump was friends with him.
Yeah.
There are pictures between him and Donald Trump. And as a matter of fact, in an interview about 20 years ago or 15 years ago, I read that Donald Trump in an interview when he was mentioning Jeffrey Epstein said, "Oh, I know Jeffrey Epstein. He likes young women."
Oh.
Did he?
Or something
he likes young women?
but he didn't say.
Wow. I knew he said he was a great guy.
He doesn't say. Oh, he likes his women young.
Oh, that's
what
right.
he said.
That's right.
He likes his women young. That didn't mean that Donald Trump said he knew that he was a pedophile and with women under 18.
No, not
he just thought maybe in his late teens or 20s. Some 65-year-old dude.
That counts as a penchant for young women. But this is...
That's
I
horrible.
feel like it could be anyone because even the Clintons are
Right.
involved.
What the quote is, Jill just gave me the quote.
Oh, okay.
Donald Trump said, he likes beautiful women just like I do, and some of them are on the younger side.
What?
Many are on the younger side.
That's what was this?
I don't know, but I read it.
I don't know why, but the phrasing of that is really yucky. That's really dirty.
I read it.
On the younger side? That's not even that doesn't, for
This
one
was
reason
in
or another.
2002. He said it. You can Google it.
Oh my
It does
God.
not
You can
imply.
Google
I don't know why, but I feel like it implies that he knows they're not 18.
Ann Foster says it was a hit.
Yeah.
Yes, and Dawn Harriet said the quote was on the younger side.
Nice,
Apparently,
Dawn Harriet.
Brad's squad knows what's going on.
That's right.
Meanwhile, when Donald Trump gave a 40-minute impassioned speech about how he killed the world's #1 terrorist himself. And as a matter of fact, I just saw that he today put out a Twitter post with putting a medal around the dog that charged Abu Baghdadi.
I can't.
Many national security officials are saying that Donald Trump gave away some secret U.S. tactics. To the point now where I believe I read, and Jill, correct me if I'm wrong, that in fact when the operation began to go after Baghdadi, Donald Trump was on a golf course in Virginia. The military did not tell him when the operation began because they thought that this buffoon would start tweeting out, "We're after Baghdadi. I will be saying more in a little bit." So military didn't even trust the commander-in-chief of the United States military with information that they began an operation to go after Baghdadi. Now, apparently Trump okayed the operation, but the military didn't say when and where it was going to happen. Trump had to okay it, but they didn't say when and where it was going to happen. After the operation went into effect, they told Trump he ran back to the White House, and then they have a picture of Trump with all his military people there that was taken a little after 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which was an hour and a half. That's that picture. They look like the if we were going to do a remake of the Addams Family, that would be like Uncle Fester, the orange dude. We have like totally new characters now.
That is a picture of a bunch of old white men ruining the world right now.
So this picture most likely was taken after the fact or very close to after the fact of al-Baghdadi being killed.
Wow.
So they were actually, if he says they were watching it, they may have been watching it, but they watched it at least an hour and a half after it happened. Or after it certainly began.
How do you think he felt about that?
After it began. He was there for the end. Apparently it was more than an hour and a half operation. So we're gonna move on.
Without him knowing?
I don't know.
There's no way. He knows he has handlers at this point.
Meanwhile, prior to killing al-Baghdadi, it was a very beautiful moment at the White House. Donald and Melania Trump had a Halloween party. But
and they went as themselves.
Nope. But on Monday, this was on Monday, they celebrated their third Halloween in the White House. But it wasn't the choice of candy that had people talking. Did you see this? In a video from the event, the Trumps can be seen attempting to pass out candy to a child in a Minion costume. But rather than put the candy in the kid's bag, President tapped the child on his inflatable costume and tried to put a Hershey bar on his head, which fell off, leaving it sitting there on the top. Eventually, the Hershey bar fell off. The kid got no candy, and Donald Trump is laughing.
And she put it on there, too.
What is wrong with these people? Oh my God! What is
Look at the
wrong?
difference.
But that's the difference with Obama. Look at that.
And Donald Trump would not be able to get up if he did that.
Right.
If he fell over.
Not even a little. He would also never crouch down to high five a child, and no child would be excited to see him and say that's POTUS. So many things could not happen for this with Donald Trump.
Exactly. All right, so let's get into Hump Day a little bit because we got to get moving. We have any camels? We have camels?
Let them out.
We'll let them out. Let these camels out.
It's Hump Day.
All right, you ready for some Hump Day news?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so now if there's ever a sexy Popeye's chicken sandwich Halloween costume, okay, you're going to see it right now.
Okay.
It's something popular, and you can assume it's going to be a sexy Halloween costume treatment. Now enter Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Right.
Retailer Yandy, which has been churning out racy costume options for weeks, now has a sold-out chicken sandwich costume available on its site, comprised of a flesh-toned strapless bodysuit. The description read, "A few too many fast food lovers fantasize about this 5-star fried feast. Is it due to the unbelievable batter, or maybe it's drool-worthy bun? Either way, these seasoned breasts will be back on full display in no time." All right, let's go back. Belgium Kim, would you go as a sold-out Popeye's chicken sandwich?
No, I'm not going to go as a chicken sandwich. That's the most ridiculous. They did all these. We talked about these earlier. Like, I don't know who goes as just a sexy food product. If you go as a food product, that's not going to be a sexy food product. No.
Yeah, and it's because of this the chicken.
Yeah, but they have like
wars.
they have the sexy Beyond Burger. They have the sexy they just do all of these sexy Bob Ross. Like they're very weird.
Meanwhile, Yo-Yo, what would you say? They just came out with the world's sexiest city. What would you think is the world's sexiest city? Sexiest
city.
Yes. World's sexiest city.
World.
In the world.
Damn, I was thinking about
I knew. That's why I corrected you.
This was done by the Big 7 Travel, ranked the world's 50th sexiest, 10 sexiest cities.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
If you had to take a guess, sexiest city in the world.
Paris.
That was a good call.
That's a great guess.
You know the answer.
I'm going to go with Rio de Janeiro because that's the one I thought this morning. I do know the answer, but that's what I thought first.
So Rio, you thought it would be Rio.
Yeah.
It's not.
I thought it was going to be
You
Rio.
thought it would be Paris. Paris is maybe for lovers, but not the sexiest. The sexiest city is Miami, Florida.
That makes sense.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It was one of 8 United States cities to make the list. Yes.
Damn.
So Miami being the number 1 sexiest city in the world, followed by Paris, number 2. Denver. I don't know why Denver's number 3.
Colorado?
Yes.
Okay.
Copenhagen, number 4.
Love that.
Cape Town, 5. Nice city. I don't know why it's Zurich, 6.
Yeah.
Cap d'Agde in France. That's I guess
Cap d'Agde.
It's
a coastal city.
Coastal city.
Yeah.
Dublin, Liverpool, and then Los Angeles.
Liverpool is surprising.
Miami makes sense.
Where is it?
Now,
Denver, not at all.
Now, Yo-Yo, you. I'm gonna give you especially. I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
Yes. I'm gonna do this because I like to get free stuff.
Oh, I do too.
You like free stuff?
I love.
All right, I'm gonna tell you how to get
free
membership to YouPorn.
Wait, why is that just for Yo-Yo?
Okay, you want free membership to YouPorn too?
We're listening. Absolutely.
All right, so I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell
yeah.
you how you can get free membership to YouPorn.
Okay.
We're listening.
Now, apparently, you can watch YouPorn for free, but you're going to see all sorts of commercials.
Got you.
And maybe they cut up the not that I would know anything,
I was gonna say,
but apparently, not that I would be an expert on this, but apparently they're very short videos. But if you go to the membership page, you will get ad-free and longer videos, I guess. Wow. But you got to pay for this stuff.
You know, this is very flattering to you because your description is just very obviously showing that you've never visited YouPorn.com.
I don't know what you're talking about. So in any event, I'm going to tell you how you can get free membership, and it's not stealing my membership credentials.
Right.
Let me give you Brad's email and his password.
What's your YouPorn login? Is a crazy message to send your boss.
I need it real quick.
Yeah.
We share Netflix passwords, but y'all, this is a line we need to draw.
So I know Yonathan's username.
Actually, I'm dying to find out how I can get a free...
Yonathan's username is babyboy7j. If you're ever on YouPorn and you see babyboy7j, you know.
Yeah. That's how you know.
So I'm going to tell you how you can get it.
How do you get it?
I'm going to tell you how you can get it.
He hasn't even gotten to it.
Silly show. And the porn site is giving voters one more reason to head to the polls next week. Free membership. Los Angeles-based YouPorn is offering complimentary premium membership to anyone who can prove they exercised their civic duty on Tuesday. In the announcement, they say there's no question about how important it is to vote, which is why YouPorn is reminding everyone to get out and do just that on November 5th. To redeem this offer, voters must submit a selfie with either the I voted sticker or pin or any other sufficient proof of voting. And they will send you a free login for free, a temporary free membership.
And that's a year membership?
Yeah,
I was gonna
don't
ask,
know if it's
like,
a year.
How long is the membership? Just out of curiosity, for friends? Asking for a friend?
Asking for a friend.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, man.
It doesn't say.
Whoever wrote that card really dropped the ball on that.
But I do want you to know, we're not alone.
Well, I also want you to
we
know.
are not alone. Over 1 billion videos have been seen on YouPorn in the last month alone.
Wow.
1 billion. That's shocking. That's
1
shocking.
billion people?
Yes. And if I ever log off, they are going to lose at least 3/4 of their video views.
Okay, so you just get it for the month of November.
Okay, well, it's
You
still, it's still
just
free.
get it. That's
It's
not
still
bad.
free.
You get a 30-day free trial, though.
Yeah, it's still free.
Just for voting.
I hear.
All right, so voting's opened in New York, so we'll see you all tomorrow. Meanwhile, there was a suspicious package. A man accused of shoplifting, but this because there was a suspicious bulge in his trousers.
Yeah.
Yes, a man was accused of shoplifting after staff saw a bulge in his jeans.
Right.
His name is Steve Whitehurst. He's 47 years old. He was out shopping with his girlfriend Mandy at Scott's Menswear. Where is Scott's Menswear? We don't know.
In the UK.
In the United Kingdom.
In
of
the
course
United
it happens
Kingdom,
in the
of
United
course.
Kingdom. Now, Steve was buying over $500 worth of stuff. Okay? But things came to a, quote, head. Came to a head at the till when the store manager asked him about the bulge in his pants. Now, Steve, who claims he often had to roll up his manhood, said,
Wow.
I had very tight jeans on that day, and yes, there was a bulge. But it's not illegal to have a 10-inch penis.
God.
I can't help the way I'm made. The manager started arguing with me. She wouldn't let it go. I just kept telling her, this is my penis. I'm not shoplifting.
Oh, my God.
Eventually, Steve felt like he had been backed into a corner, and he only had one option.
What was that?
Pull his pants down and
my
show
gosh.
the manager what she wanted to see the entire time.
That's exactly what I would
He
have
says,
done.
I dropped my trousers in front of everybody in the store, and I just stood there with my shorts down and said,
What?
see, I've got nothing to hide. Now, the cashier wasn't satisfied.
true?
The cashier wasn't satisfied. She said, hey, turn around. Let me see everything.
What?
Yeah, because
Yes.
he just had his boxers
He
on.
just had his boxers
Yeah.
on. He then went into a cubicle with a male security guard who also asked him to drop his boxers.
You got me twisted.
Yes. Now, Steve recalled, I dropped my boxers. He shook his head in amazement and ran out and spoke with the manager. And I heard the security guard say, man, he's got something down there.
Oh, my God.
He called last Sunday adding the craziest experience of my life and his complaint to the company owned by JD Sports. But sources stressed that they never asked Steve to expose himself and accused him of becoming very aggressive. They accused him and Steve's penis of being extraordinarily aggressive. One witness said, staff had good grounds to suspect him. He was picking up and dropping a lot of items. They found a missing electronic tag in a jacket he tried on and then spotted the bulge in his pants. And when they cornered him, he became abusive. And that's when he eventually had to pull down his pants and show the reality is Steve's in the wrong business.
Wow. Wait, so is that illegal?
What?
For them to do that, like harassing him?
Well, he did it. So, I mean, it would be, if it was me, I would say me and my 10-inch penis are walking out of the store and call the cops. I wouldn't, and that's it.
It definitely feels,
Yeah.
questionable.
Yeah. Modern dominatrixes are offering a host of new services and punishments. You like that stuff?
To each his own.
To each his own. Okay, so these days, dominatrixes are not just leather-clad ladies bossing around submissives in the boudoir. They're offering a variety of new services. There's the therapist dominatrix. Many dominatrix have told the New York Post. This is in the New York Post?
This was in the New York Post.
Yeah, that they're offering non-traditional therapy sessions to help clients sort through their emotional and mental health issues in a non-traditional setting. How is somebody like smacking somebody on the ass with a whip helping somebody?
I think if you read along, Brad, you just may find out.
All right, so one dominatrix,
Right.
Kimmy Inch,
Oh gosh.
found it so useful to her clients that she became a licensed therapist. Today she holds kink sessions from her Chelsea dungeon, traditional therapy sessions in a separate office in the neighborhood, and a blend of both. For $500, this is what she's going to do.
Yeah.
She'll spend 2 hours with a client in her dungeon, focusing on the spiritual, psychological elements of domination. Together, they go through breathing exercises, set an intention, and verbally self-analyze. And even when the session starts, they start to get physical. What exactly happens here, Belgium Kim? You wrote this article. I don't understand what's going on here.
It is exactly what it says. It's BDSM that they use as the lack of control, and giving up control is seen as therapy for some people.
I actually have a friend that does that.
That does therapy, BDSM, or just BDSM?
Well, just BDSM.
Now,
Gets paid for it.
And she, I'm assuming?
She.
Like, a lot of sex workers say that they end up being therapists, so they should.
And basically, that's what it is. She says that because it really, even though it's painful and all, like to the regular folk, it's soothing to their mind because they get to live a different world.
Or maybe if you have a lot of stress in your life, you just want to let go and just let somebody else.
That's basically it.
100%.
Yeah. Now, here's something very interesting.
Okay.
Another aspect of BDSM comes in play for Chicago's Mistress Velvet.
Okay.
Now, this Mistress Velvet, she is in Chicago.
Okay.
She is a black woman.
Ooh.
But she only deals with white clients.
Okay.
It's interesting. Over time, Mistress Velvet said, "It's interesting." We're gonna have to go now. I will be doing the show from Chicago tomorrow.
Mistress Velvet.
If you see me a little black and blue, don't worry. It's just because I fell in the airport.
Okay.
I'm so excited for you to keep
I
reading
fell in the
this.
airport, I swear. There is no Miss Velvet. There is no.
So excited for you to keep
So,
reading.
Over time, Mistress Velvet said she began doing a lot of theorizing about the power dynamics of black women holding that kind of supremacy over a white, skinny man. Cisgender man, not skinny man. I read it wrong.
Yeah.
What does cisgender man mean?
Cisgender is like
you are
born a man.
You
Like
reflect
trans.
the identity that you were born
I see,
into.
okay.
Yeah.
Now, she began introducing black feminist theory into her sessions with clients who've told her their relationship in that space has impacted their behavior outside. She typically starts with Patricia Hill Collins' Black Feminist Thought. One of her clients was so moved by her teachings that he found a nonprofit to support black mothers on the Chicago South Side.
I love that so
That's awesome.
much.
How
are you gonna?
All I'm thinking is, I've never done it, but all I'm thinking is yelling, "Ow, that really hurts! Can you stop, please?"
Well, guess what?
What?
We have a gift for you just in case.
Just in case.
Here you go.
Is this a gift certificate to Miss Velvet?
No, this
What?
is when you do go to Miss
Yes.
Velvet
Uh-huh.
and you are sore, you usually need snowballs that they have actually sent to you
they sent
for
me
this.
snowballs?
Yes.
Let's see.
Complimentary
Let's
for
see.
Snowballs. Thank you so much, Snowballs.
Really? What is with snowballs? We did this a few weeks ago.
Several weeks ago, we
Right.
talked about Snowballs, which is an ice wedge that you can put in this underwear that allows you to keep your balls cool, and it helps particularly with fertility and warm summer months.
There you go.
There's a book here called Gentleman's Guide to Cooling.
That's right.
I will be cuddling up to this book tonight.
A cool gentleman.
I will be cuddling up at night to this book. And what else they got here?
The snowballs have to be in
Is
there
there
somewhere.
snowballs in here?
There's
There should be.
I'm going to tell you something. These snowballs must be ice cold.
Oh my
So
God!
here's the
Oh, you got
snowballs.
4 holes
I
and
got
5
snow- good.
snowballs.
You could share that with your baby boy over here.
That's a great
So
one.
the snowball
5
goes in here.
Yeah, you gotta
Right?
take them up.
1 second. The snowball goes in here. Right? All right, I'm gonna put my snowballs on. You guys tell everybody what they need to do. I'm gonna cool my balls off while you tell everybody what to do, and then we're gonna answer some immigration questions.
All right. That was very weird. But it fit. This is hump day for you guys. All right. So now what we need all of y'all to do. We've been doing this for the past week, and it's been working so well. We need everybody to start your watch party right right now. This is what we've been waiting for, because this is where we're going to help everybody all over the world. So in order to start your watch party, click share, and the option right under it says start a watch party. It literally sends a notification to your entire friends list. It's so much fun. I do it every time as well, because you get to talk to your friends. Literally all your friends will be commenting on the video or like whatever is going on, and you talk to them. You're literally the Brad in your watch party. That's what it is, essentially, right? So when you guys do that, make sure you tell them about the show and also send them to the main page. I love how Sandra has been telling all her friends to come to the main page. You've actually been tagging them and telling them about the Brad Squad, and I want the Brad Squad to please welcome them all in with open arms, because this is how we get the show out to the entire world. All right, so start a watch party. Click that share right now, start a watch party, and it will send a notification to your entire friends list. And what are we going to do on YouTube?
On YouTube, make sure that you guys are hitting that subscribe button. Make sure that you're hitting that little bell that'll let people know whenever you go or whenever we go live. You're not going live, we're going live. That little bell will let you know exactly when we do it. Of course, get your immigration questions in. We always accept those, so make sure to tell us everything that you think and feel in the comments. And of course, YouTube, share the show. You share cool YouTube videos with your friends and your family all the time. Today, I looked at a really cool video of a thick starfish. That's the way it was. Google that later, but for right now, I need you to share it, because that's what I did, and it's so easy. And then you can talk about it. So, hit that share button, hit copy link, or hit it in any app that you want to actually share it to, and let them know exactly why you're sharing that and what kind of information they're going to be getting if they stick around. Make sure to keep, like Yo-Yo said, make sure to keep following up with those people. Yo, have you tuned in? Do you like it? Let's chat in the YouTube comments. But now is the time that you have all been waiting for, because we are getting answers to your immigration questions.
All right. We're going to go to Chowdhury in Boston, who has a burning question.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun! Yes. We don't have that music. That would be great if we had that music.
We should have it for tomorrow.
Yes.
That's true.
Halloween.
Yes, for Halloween. Wait till tomorrow.
Yeah.
You think we're silly today?
Ooh.
Right? Chowdhury in Boston, how are you?
Yeah, good. How are you, sir?
Good,
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I came 2014 and I filed asylum on the border. I don't have a passport. I don't have a visa, anything. And I filed my asylum application on the time.
You filed it at the airport?
No, at the border.
At the border.
I came through Mexico.
You came through Mexico, okay.
Yes,
And then they
I
paroled
detained.
you, and then they paroled you into the United States.
Right.
Okay. And your case has been pending all these years? What happened?
Right, it's in pending.
Okay.
And I recently got married last year.
Great.
And I filed I-130.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know, is it possible to get a green card, or I have to go back and come back?
It depends if you were paroled into the United States, if you were admitted, or it depends on how they admitted you into the United States. So
they give me I-94 and they parole me.
And if they paroled you into the United States, parole is an entry. You would be eligible to adjust, but you would have to withdraw your asylum first. So hold on 1 second. We'll help you. Let's go to Royo in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Royo.
Hello?
Royo, how are you?
All right, man.
Good. What's going on?
Hey, I was watching the other thing. Listen, this question is about someone, right? So, 2010, they got a letter from the NBC to adjust back home. She never followed up because she was without her
You wouldn't adjust home. You would do consular processing back home. Who sponsored you in 2010?
Right, exactly.
Who sponsored you
She
in
never followed up, right?
Who sponsored you in 2010?
The mom.
Mom? Okay, so this is for you? Mom filed for you. You were over 21 back in 2010, and you never went home. How did your mom get her green card?
She got from the sister.
Through the
in 1991.
Okay, how old were you in 1991?
I was 91 under 21.
Okay, so you're grandfathered under 245I. I wish you called me 9 years ago on my radio show, because 9 years ago I would have got you a green card. I can still get you a green card. You can pay a penalty fee because you're derivative. Let me talk. You are derivative of your aunt's case for your mother back in 1991. You're included on that case, even though you didn't get your green card. And if you had an approvable case or you're a derivative on an approvable case filed prior to 98, you can pay a penalty fee and get your green card here in America based on a case from 2010. But now your question.
Oh, but is the case still active?
Yes.
It's still active.
Yes, I can help you, and you'll get your green card here and your work permit here, and the next time you go home will be with a green card. Hold on. Let's go to Yakub in Brooklyn. Yakub.
Yes, hi, sir.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. My question is this. I came in 2000, and 2010 I got removal proceeding against me, and 2013 I got a green card through the hardship, through my daughter. And after I got a green card in 2017, I applied for the citizenship, and I got an interview on May 2018. I passed everything, a decision not made yet. And after 2018, I got make a mandamus on 2019 April. And after they don't got anything in June, they visit on my daughter home, my daughter. And ask them some question about my daughter. Where are you living? Because my daughter was living with my sister-in-law at that time.
Yakub, where are you from?
I'm from Pakistan.
You're from Pakistan. You filed a mandamus, and they still haven't approved you?
No, they sent me another interview because they questioned my daughter, and they asked me, where are you living here? Why you don't live with your father? My daughter got confused because she go.
What does your daughter have to do with living with your father? How old's your daughter?
Because I got a hardship case through my daughter.
How old's your daughter?
Though my daughter is right now 14.
All right, hold on 1 second. You sound like you have a whole S-load of problems. I don't understand how you did a mandamus. A judge forces the government to make a decision, and they're still investigating you. Hold on 1 second. Let's go to Roel in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Roel. We don't have time for Roel to come on. Navi in Los Angeles. Navi.
Hi, Brad.
How are you?
How are you doing?
Good. What's going on?
Good. Brad, I have a question. This is regarding the employment-based green card that I've filed.
The what-based green card? What-based green card?
Employment-based.
Okay.
And I've been interviewed already for that, but this is for India. So the dates have been retrogressed.
Right.
And I'm waiting. Now, my question is regarding the AC-21 portability. So my company that sponsored me, and when I'm interviewed, they are actually laying off people. And I just heard maybe I'm on the list. And I'm currently on an EAD and advanced payroll. So does AC-21 apply in my case? And do I get time to find another job in case they lay off?
Yes. As long as you can show you were employed for the sponsoring employer for 180 days from the time you filed your adjustment, you can switch employers as long as they offer you a job in similar terms or better terms than your job sponsorship in an exact similar position.
Okay. Got it. And it's already over 180 days.
Yeah, so then you can go switch jobs. So in other words, if you get sponsored as I'm making it up, a systems analyst, and you have a new job as a systems analyst, and they're paying you the prevailing wage or higher, and they give you a job offer and it's the same job, then by all means you can switch. If you're a systems analyst and now all of a sudden you get a job working a TriCaster at Bradshaw Live that has nothing to do with being a systems analyst, you're going to be denied.
Got it. And while I'm finding a new job and the old one laid me off, is there a grace period for me to find a job, or
yes,
I can
as long as you get when you get an interview, you have a job offer in the same or similar position. Okay, you're not on an H-1B where all of a sudden, if you're not working for 1 day, you're out of status. When you get your final interview, you're eligible for your green card. give us a job letter. That job letter has to be you're working for a company and the same or similar job position at a same or similar or higher, not similar, but or higher wage, and you're in the same job, different company.
Got it. But I have already been interviewed, Brad.
So you're going to get
the current company.
You'll be interviewed again because it'll be years before you actually get a final one. So they're going to ask for an updated job letter. Yeah, there'll be one more round.
So do I notify them if I'm changing a job, or do I need to wait for another interview?
Just wait. Just go change the job and be in the same job at a higher wage or similar wage.
Got it. Okay, right? That's helpful. Yep.
Okay. All right. Belgium Kim, Yonathan, Yo-Yo, Elias, what do we got on social media?
We've got our first question from Nana, who said, if you don't have your green card but have a child who's a U.S. citizen and you file for food stamps, would the parent of that child be considered a public charge?
The parent is not a public charge if a child gets food stamps.
Okay.
If the parent gets food stamps, that's a different story.
Samora is saying, I need some info. The situation is my wife, who's a U.S. citizen, filed an I-130 September of this year. Sent in her tax returns for 3 years as requested, but in September, she started to go to college full-time and is now working part-time. Might that affect her affidavit of support paperwork?
Absolutely. You may need a second affidavit of support.
Ma Duke said, I'm a U.S. citizen and like to know how long I can stay in the U.K.
Forever.
Kenny saying, how do you know what benefits to access with prima facie? What's a good resourceful place, website, or government department to access such information or benefits?
Any government benefits that you would be entitled to. SNAP, Medicaid, it doesn't matter. You would be entitled to the government benefit if you're a U.S. citizen. You would be entitled to it with a prima facie as well. Belgium Kim, Yonathan, Yo-Yo, Elias, before we get back to the calls, please tell everybody what they need to do one last time.
Absolutely.
Or more than one last time.
Absolutely. You guys have already started, but I want to keep it going. Hit that share button on Facebook and start a watch party. Facebook has this really cool new feature where it tells you how many of your friends are online at the moment, and those are going to be the people. All of your friends are going to get a notification, but those ones online are going to get a little bit of special extra. So make sure that you get to talk to some of the people you haven't talked to in forever by starting a watch party with this show right now and letting people know where they can find us. You know that once people start crowding into your watch party, make sure to let them know to like the page and, of course, become a member of the Brad Squad. And real quick on YouTube, what do we do, Yo-Yo?
On YouTube, all I need you guys to do is thumbs up. Subscribe and thumbs up. That's it. All right, now back to the calls.
All right, let's go to Ben in Algiers, Algeria. Ben.
Hey, hello. How are you?
How is it halfway around the world?
It's very good. Very nice weather. Nice food.
All right. Well, it's raining here, so thanks for all your happiness from Algeria. What's going on?
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. I have a question. It's a very funny actually.
What?
I was in Algeria. I end up in Boston by chance, but in a boat. 23 days later.
Wait. You're in Algeria.
Okay.
Let me just get this straight. And then 23 days later, I just happened to be in Boston. What happened over those 23 days?
I'll explain to you. At that time, Algeria was exporting liquefied gas to America, to Boston, Massachusetts. So in 1991, it was in 1991. Can you hear me?
I hear you. 1991, exporting gas. You're on a boat for 23 days. And, whoa, I'm in Boston. So what happened? How'd you get into Boston?
By boat.
Okay.
By boat.
Did you have a visa, or you just walked off the boat?
No. Illegally. I just wear a uniform.
You took a boat and you walked off. Got it. All right. I now got the story. So how long were you in Boston? 23 days, and then you left?
No. I stayed in Boston for a few years.
Okay.
End up in trouble. They charged me for possession of counterfeit bills. End up in state prison for 1 year.
Got deported.
Okay, got deported.
Right.
And I was deported in almost 24 years ago, 1996.
Okay.
I have a dual nationality. I can travel to the U.S. without a visa because I'm Algerian and Dutch at the same
But
time.
you still were deported whether you were Dutch or Algerian. So even if you come as a Dutch citizen, they're going to stop you at the airport for trying to re-enter without permission after a prior deportation.
Yes. Actually, that's my question. I just want to know if I can re-enter. I mean, as a visitor, I have a family now. I changed my life completely.
I understand.
I just want to know if I can re-enter.
You would still need a waiver. Just because you come out from a different citizenship doesn't mean that you were not previously deported. So the law doesn't say, unfortunately for you, the law doesn't say if you get deported as an Algerian, but now you get citizenship, Dutch citizenship or British, that forgives your deportation. You can come back. You still need a waiver. So, and it depends what the reasons are. And you have to show you're rehabilitated, et cetera, et cetera. So if you want, you can have a consultation, but it's a little more complicated than I just have a Dutch passport and let me come. So hold on 1 second.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Lisa in Brooklyn. Lisa.
Good.
Hi, Lisa.
Evening.
Good evening.
I'm calling not regarding the immigration issue. My husband and I seeking assistance for someone who owes him. He was working for the person last year and he wasn't paying him, and that kind of caused us a lot of issues with vehicle being repossessed. And
you're breaking up, Lisa. It's like you're in a submarine. You were married, and the man was working for somebody, and they weren't paying, and that caused issues. And who has an immigration issue? You or this man?
That's what I'm saying. It's not an immigration issue.
What is the issue?
I'm not sure if you'll be able to. I'm just trying to find out if you can help us get our money from the guy.
If this happened in New York State?
Yes.
Okay. If you worked in New York State as an employee of somebody and they don't pay you, whether they thought you were a great employee or a terrible employee, if you clocked in and clocked out, you're entitled to pay. You can go to the Labor Department if you were an employee, and the Labor Department would actually take up the case against the employer. So hold on 1 second. Maybe Moshe the Bulldozer can handle that. Let's go to Sola in San Francisco, California. Sola.
Hi, Brad.
How are you?
Very fine. I came in as a student and rounded up my studies, and I'm trying to get possible ways of having the green card filed because it's really going to be difficult going back to my country.
Where are you from?
So Nigeria.
Okay. So your question is, you're here as a student, you'd like to get a green card.
Yeah.
All right. So you have your three options, generally, are employment-based, family-based, or some sort of asylum-based, or maybe even investor-based. Those are your four options. We would need to have a consultation and figure out what's best for you. So hold on. How do I get a green card? I can't solve your problem on Facebook Live in 3 minutes or YouTube Live in 3 minutes. Let's go to Maria in Queens. Maria.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, Maria. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just calling to find out, Brad, if someone is filing I-130 and that person has not filed taxes for the past 2 years, what are the options?
Somebody's filing an I-130, and what was the question?
Yeah. They have not filed taxes for the past 2 years.
They have not filed taxes for the last 2 years?
Yeah.
Why did they not file taxes? Is it because they didn't work? Or is it because they worked and didn't pay taxes?
Yeah.
That was not a yes or no question. That was an A or B question. They worked and didn't pay taxes? Maria, you're asking me a question. Somebody filed for somebody, one family member filed for another, and the family member who filed didn't pay taxes for 2 years. And my question to you is, they didn't pay taxes because they didn't work, or they didn't pay taxes because they worked and didn't pay taxes?
Yeah, but they just didn't file taxes. I'm not sure what happened.
Then I don't know what to tell you. because if you don't work, you don't pay taxes. And if you work and don't pay taxes, then you file late tax return. But if you don't know the answer to why somebody doesn't pay taxes, how can I give you an answer? So let them call me. Hold on one second. How would I know what to tell this person to do? All right, what's going on your side, Belgium Kim and Yonathan, Yo-Yo Elias?
We've got a question from Marie, who said, I applied for VAWA, an I-765, and an adjustment of status, but I didn't apply for advanced parole for travel documents. If I send an application for advanced parole for travel documents now, do I have to pay the fee?
No.
Aha.
All right. Sisha Mitchell is asking for someone who was watching from their watch party yesterday. So
Oh.
that's awesome.
Okay.
And tag them as well. So I hope that you guys are also telling your friends and family to start a watch party and come into the Brad Squad as well. The question is, good evening. My friend has a son overseas, but she is living in Jamaica. But after she had her son, she returned to Jamaica, but the child is living with her sister. Is that a problem?
What happened?
Okay, her friend has a son overseas. She's living in Jamaica. After she had her son, she returned to Jamaica and the child is living with her sister. I think that the child is probably still in America living with her sister. Is that a problem?
I have no idea if that's a problem. Is the sister raising the child very well? If it's a question of
I feel like it's obviously like status-wise with the son.
the son's a U.S. citizen, if the son was born in America,
Automatically, even though she wasn't
this
a citizen.
woman who gave birth is going to have trouble getting visas and entering if they know she gave birth on a visitor's visa. That would be problematic, if that is the question.
So they should probably contact you.
Yes.
I've got a question from Abdi, who said, I got deported for a marijuana charge and I had a green card before. So if the U.S. federally legalizes marijuana, would I be able to come back?
Magic 8 Ball. In the future, if marijuana is legal, would Abdi, who I know nothing about, I don't know where he is, I don't know who would sponsor him, I don't know what convictions he was convicted of, and I certainly don't know what the federal laws are going to be in the future. Would he be able to come back? Only the Magic 8 Ball would know.
But
and the Magic 8 Ball says it is decidedly so.
Okay.
That's what the Magic 8 Ball says.
So my question for that is, if you were charged and deported for a drug charge, marijuana charge, regardless of whatever the charge was, and it becomes legal in the future, does that mean that he has a chance to come back? Because you said that if you were deported for a drug charge, you cannot come back, correct?
Correct.
So since if they make it legal, will he have a chance to come back?
Magic 8 Ball. Yo-Yo is asking the same exact question that Abdi is asking, and I have no idea what the laws will be in the future,
Okay,
and I don't know how the courts are going to determine, you know, how in other words, right now,
now I get that.
Right now, for example, I'll give you a perfect example of this. Okay, right now, New York City is decriminalizing simple possession of marijuana.
Right.
And you can go and vacate that conviction for simple possession of marijuana. Little Porky just came out with a decision, because he gets to make his own decisions, Little Porky.
Right.
That's William Barr, said it's still a conviction for immigration purposes. Do I know what the future will be? I have no idea.
Okay.
We don't know who the president's going to be. We don't know if Little Porky's still going to be the U.S. attorney. We don't know when marijuana will be legal, and we don't know what they're going to do with prior convictions.
All right. Maria is saying, can a person file an I-130 for a relative if they did not pay taxes for the last 2 years?
I think Maria just texted me or just spoke to me, and I said, why did they not?
Oh, is that the same person?
And the answer is anyone can file anything they want. But if somebody's working and not paying taxes, I don't think the government is going to really want to give them benefits.
Vernal says, can a 19-year-old sponsor his father who lives in Jamaica if the 19-year-old got his citizenship through mom?
No, you got to be 21.
Okay.
And Belgium Kim, Yonathan, Yo-Yo Elias, we're going to go back to the phone calls.
All right.
Just tell me quickly what people need to do right now so other people, their friends, their relatives, their social media friends, their acquaintances, people they have never met before but seem to be friends with on social media, what could they do to help all of these people?
All right, the way that you guys can all help is starting a watch party. We're going to keep on saying this just so you guys understand how important it is. You saw one of the questions I just asked was literally from someone who was watching a watch party yesterday. You guys can help so many people, and this is your way of becoming your own Brad. You are literally the Brad of Your hump host party. All right? Yeah, there you go. I felt very
Maybe somebody in the booth will get the idea.
Right.
Quick, we don't do that for these. And also on YouTube, make sure that you share the link and you hit that thumbs up.
A little late, but late is better than never, right?
Right.
There you go.
All right, let's go to Melissa in Newark. Melissa. Melissa. Oh, God, I'm listening to me sing the Brad Show live.
Right.
All right, let's go to Ishmael in Newark. Ishmael.
Hi, Brad.
Hi,
how are you?
You don't sound like
I'm
an
pretty
Ishmael.
good.
You're Ishmael?
Yes.
Wow, okay. How are you?
Literally.
Not really.
I'm good.
This is
So,
hashtag.
yeah, my mom is Ismael in French, so.
Oh, I see. Okay, why are we saying are you Melissa?
No.
So who's Melissa? We don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, and you're not Ishmael and you're not Melissa, but whoever you are, what is your question?
No, I'm Ishmael.
Oh, you are Ishmael. Oh, you're definitely
Yes.
Ishmael. Is that your given name,
but I'm
or is
not
that
Melissa.
is Ishmael your given name, or is that your Facebook name?
No, Ishmael is my given name. My mom named me that. I'm
Okay.
French, so
Oh, you're
that's
French.
what you named me as.
Okay. Isn't Ishmael
Yeah.
though? Isn't Ishmael a man's name or no?
No, Ismael and
No,
Maë, like a lot
In
of
French?
Yeah, in French, and Ismael is a beautiful name in
Yes, and
French.
we also have a lot of male and female names as well in our culture.
Beautiful name, and she has a beautiful voice.
Beautiful, yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know what you look like, but Belgium Kim says beautiful name, and I say beautiful voice.
Listen, I am like beautiful, like.
And a confident queen at that. Ismael, yes.
What is your question?
My question is, so I filed the I-360, the VAWA,
right?
October of last year. Got a prima facie till December. Well, I got the approval, so the prima facie December 6th for this year, December 6th, so 2019. Will they send me an extension? Because I sent them a letter to find out, like, you know, what's going on with my case, and they're just telling me right now.
You filed an adjustment?
Yes, I did.
Yes,
so
you have to request
separate.
an extension of the prima facie.
Oh, I do.
Okay.
So I have
But
to
actually, you
request
have
it
an
in
approval
writing?
of the I-360. Actually, the approval of the I-360 entitles you to everything. You don't even need the extension.
Okay, but it's supposed to expire December 6th, so in like a month.
But you bring your approval and you show your approval, and you're entitled to everything.
Okay,
The
so
approval-
where do
the-
I bring my approval
To
to?
whatever government agency you need services from.
Yeah, but it says it expires December 6th of 2019.
Your
So are they going to send me a new one?
does, but don't you said you had approved I-360?
Yeah, well, that's what it says.
If you have an approved
Hold on.
I-360, an approved I-360 is the approved VAWA petition, that entitles you to government assistance indefinitely.
Oh, it just says prima facie determination.
Okay, okay.
and
So you
it's
don't have, you
established-
do not have an approved I-360. You just have an approved prima
Right.
facie. So then you have to request an
Right.
extension. Write them for an extension.
So I have to write them for an extension.
Correct.
Okay. And as well, okay, I sent in on this year. I sent in the I-65 and 485 separate with the medical form. Like, are they going to link everything?
Yes.
Okay. So receiving assistance, like now I'm in the state of New Jersey. I used to live in Florida. I'm receiving like Medicaid here in Jersey because I had to go to the doctor.
That's fine.
And it's not gonna. The public charge is not gonna affect me.
Not for VAWA petitions.
Okay. So I want to make an appointment with you. So if you can get me to somebody, I want to make an appointment with you and sit down with you.
Sure. Hold on.
But I'm gonna send a letter to the
Well, if you're coming to see,
Vermont
if you're
address.
coming to see me, don't do anything. Just wait to see me, and then we'll do everything for you if you want. Hold on. All right.
All right. Thanks.
All right. All right. Let's go to Frank in Dallas, Texas. Frank. Frank.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm okay. Is that Brian?
It is Brad.
Hey, I got a couple of questions for you. Actually, my wife was admitted to the United States with B1 stroke B2 visa. She's been here, or let me say, she's been here for almost 2 years now. and trying to actually is almost 6 months now. We wedded, and I'm trying to get a good.
Frank, are you a citizen or a resident?
I'm a resident.
Okay, file an I-130 visa petition for her. How long have you been a resident?
I've been a resident for 9 years now.
Okay, and simultaneously file your citizenship. You'll be a citizen in 6 to 9 months, and then you'll adjust your status. Okay? That's what you need to do right now. Hold on, we'll help you. Let's go to Mohammed in the Bronx. Mohammed.
Yeah, good night, sir.
How are you?
Yeah, good, sir. Thanks for your help.
My pleasure.
I had my I-485 interview marriage-based to U.S. citizen a month ago. My case is under review. My question is, while abroad on advance parole,
you can travel.
God forbid, if my case got denied, will I be able to come back?
You would be able to come back, but they'd send you to an immigration judge for deportation. But travel on advance parole, but don't stay out for too long.
So, when coming back, even if my case is denied, they're gonna give me a chance to see a judge?
I said you would see a judge. That's what would happen if you stay out for a short period of time. So let's say you leave tomorrow. Monday you get a denial, and Tuesday you return. They'll tell you to go see a judge. They'll let you back in, but now you're in deportation to see a judge. That's what would happen.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Let's go to Gibran in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Gibran.
Hey, Brad, how are you?
How are you?
Good. I need advice. What should I do? My wife has been in administrative processing for CR1 visa in Pakistan since May 22, 2019. And they asked for more pics, which I sent already. And in July 29, 2019, they asked for more evidence, which I sent text messages, pictures, and money transfer receipts on the website, uploaded them on the website. So what should I do now? I haven't heard back from them.
But since July, you submitted it.
Yeah.
What day in July?
29.
All right, so August, September, October. Okay, if you don't hear back from them by November 30th, on December 1st, you're going to have a consultation with my law firm, and we're going to file a mandamus. You got to give them 120 days.
120 days.
Yeah,
okay.
From the last request.
Okay.
All right.
And I also contacted the Senator Klobuchar, and they contacted them in the embassy in Islamabad, Pakistan.
You know what that does? It's just circle. Everyone goes, it's just BS in a circle. They're not going to do much.
Oh, okay.
All right. If you want, we can call and speak to somebody and see what's going on, but Islamabad's really difficult. But hold on one second. All right, it's because it's Pakistan. Hold on. Belgium Kim, Yonathan, Elias, what do we got on social media?
We've got a question from Navneet, who said, does a statutory period of 5-year GMC apply in a green card application case?
Yes.
Jay Barth saying, my question for you, Brad, is can a person get a divorce in the USA if they are an immigrant?
Yes. Go back to GMC. That's Good Moral Character, not Good Morning America or the General Motors Corporation.
Thank you.
It's 5 years good moral character for citizenship. For a green card, you don't need any good moral character. You just have to be admissible to the United States if you're processing abroad. For adjusting, the law says you have to be a person of general good moral character. There's no 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, but a good number would be 5 years.
Our next question comes from Missy Jam, who said, I got an RFE from the USCIS asking for a long-form birth certificate from an authorized civil authority, but I already submitted my birth certificate before, so what should I do?
Get the long form, follow the directions.
Okay, Isata saying, my friend got denied for the B2 visa, but her boyfriend wants to apply for her K1. Is it okay for her boyfriend to do the application?
Absolutely.
Vernal said, my friend got her own deportation to leave the country, and ICE was in a house and caught my friend, but she got married and got a work permit and did not go to the interview because she was scared. What is her situation now?
Her situation is she's still caught by ICE, could have been ordered deported. She has a big issue and needs to come see us.
Ooh, Chukwu saying great Brad show, especially love to you, Belgium Kim.
Hey, thanks, Chukwu.
Right.
I appreciate the manner in which you apply great input to ensure the show is a masterclass. So it's not a question, but a little comment.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Shelly Benson said, I'm a green card holder and I married my husband in Jamaica. What's the fastest way to get him in America?
File for him.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, that's probably a good one.
Okay, so meanwhile, we're going to get back to some more immigration questions in about 1 minute. We're going to get to more social media in 1 minute. So please don't forget to do all of your watch parties. We're not getting as many watch parties today as we did in the past.
Right.
People are just not interested in sharing as much today.
Same, you know?
No, that's not.
Okay.
They're just
Right. Okay.
They're not as interested.
Okay.
However, in this edition of Spar and Bernstein's Attorney Close-Up, immigration attorney Janelle Baptiste gives a tip on how to make it easier for your attorney to fight for you. Let's watch.
A client can definitely make their case easier by being completely honest with the attorney about any criminal history that might have the slightest impact on their case. Sometimes the details are embarrassing for a client, and we understand that. However, we're all professionals here. When we are not in possession of all of the facts concerning a client's case, we're not in the best position to advocate for the client. So, for example, I've had clients before that have told me that they've had no arrests, and I've moved forward based on that knowledge. But then when it comes time for an interview for them to get a green card, it comes up, and I'm surprised, and the client's surprised that this even came up. It's very difficult to hide that information from the US government. So please let your attorney know if you have any criminal history so that we're in the best position to advocate for you and help you get your green card.
We started at 6:45?
This is the show. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. All right, so let's go to Melissa in Newark, New Jersey. Melissa.
Hello.
How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Hey, Brad. I'm calling on behalf of my brother.
Yes.
He has his girlfriend here. He got married. He filed for his girlfriend. But what happened is that he told me that the lawyer that they're using, like, she's doing her work. You know that, like, when you don't have it, like, your Social Security, you're not supposed to work. And
that's okay. If you're married to a U.S. citizen and you're working out of status, it's not going to prevent you from getting a green card.
Okay, because the lawyer put it on it, and the lawyer told her that she's not supposed to worry about.
That's wrong. She can work out of status and still get a green card married to a U.S. citizen.
Okay, so it's not a problem.
Not a problem.
Okay.
All right, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let's go to Kudrit in Queens. Kudrit. Kudrit's having a fight. I don't know what's going on there. Roel in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Roel.
Yes, hello?
How are you?
Yes, good afternoon, Brad.
Yes, go on. What's going on?
Yes. 2 weeks ago, I went for my citizenship interview.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And I can't pass the written test. How do I go about passing it? I can't spell the words.
Well, if you can't spell the words, you either got to learn or you got to be exempt from it. So you get exempt from it under two scenarios. One, you're over 55 and you had a green card for 15 years. Or two, you go to a doctor and a doctor fills out an immigration form and says you're mentally deficient and you're unable to spell because of a mental defect.
Okay.
Those would be your. How old are you?
I am 37.
All right. So how come you can't? Did you go to school?
No.
All right. So I don't know why you. I don't know anything about you. I don't know why you can't spell. I don't know if it's because you just never went to school or there's something wrong with you.
I said it to my attorney, and he told me, because I was listening to your show last week, was the same scenario you was telling this a person that if they're mentally disabled or something like that.
Right.
And I said it to my attorney, and he told me that never works.
Well, it works if you get a doctor to run tests. And if you just say I'm mentally disabled, you can't. But if you get a doctor to run medical tests, and the medical tests come back based on scientific evidence that there's a mental disability, of course it works. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Let's go to Victoria in Indianapolis,
that's
Indiana.
business.
Victoria.
Yes, hello.
Hi, Victoria.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
Good, what's going on?
I have a question. So, if somebody has just one crime that involves moral turpitude, I think it is,
yes,
and wants to apply for citizenship, right now it's a green card holder for like 25 years and wants to apply for citizenship. Will he be eligible for that? Because I heard if somebody has just one crime of moral turpitude, it will be inadmissible.
You need 5 years of good moral character. So if the offense happened more than 5 years ago, realistically, he's eligible for citizenship. Now, he could be deportable too, which throws another can of worms into the situation. But as long as you don't have an aggravated felony after 1990 and you have 5 years good moral character, you are legally allowed to become a citizen. Okay? Being deportable is a different situation, and if he has an offense, they should be contacting me or another good attorney to review it before you file. So hold on one second, okay? All right. And with that being said, if you are injured in a construction site accident, you are due compensation for your injuries and loss of ability to work. But insurance companies are going to fight to pay out, and if you don't play your cards right, you may be unwittingly hurting your case. Spar and Bernstein's personal injury attorney and partner, Moshe the Bulldozer Baruch, discusses one of the biggest pitfalls to watch out for. Let's watch. Every year, 10% of construction workers in the United States of America get injured on the job. According to the Census of Fatal Occupational Injuries in 2017 alone, 5,147 construction workers died on the job. When an accident leaves a construction worker incapacitated, they and their families lose the financial security they once had. A good attorney is needed to make sure that the injured parties are compensated to the highest level, because most of the time they will never be able to work again. And there is one bite of the apple when it comes to fighting for compensation in court. With me to discuss what to do if you or your loved one is involved in a job construction accident is Spar and Bernstein's very own personal injury attorney and partner, Moshe the Bulldozer Baruch. Moshe, how are you?
Good.
We've already talked about, if you've been watching our series here, about using your telephone, not speaking to people, taking videos and pictures of what's around you, not trusting anyone but your doctors and your lawyers, going to the hospital by an ambulance who can document what happened, and now going for medical treatment. What are some of the pitfalls, Moshe, that somebody out there can do that they wouldn't be thinking otherwise is a problem that's going to come back and haunt them to affect their construction accident case?
So Brad, I tell people this all the time. Sometimes you can be your own worst enemy. And when I say that, I mean, if you're complaining of pain to your lower back, you don't go and put videos of you doing yoga on Facebook, Brad.
Did that really happen?
That has happened to us several times, and not particularly this situation, but we did have a client who was injured severely to her back.
And she was really, to her credit, she was injured.
She was injured.
And did this through the pain.
Oh, absolutely. But the problem was she thought doing yoga would help alleviate the pain that she had. But because insurance companies are involved, what the insurance companies do is they go out and investigate what she's doing in her private life. And what they found in this case, Brad, was that she was teaching yoga. She was a yoga instructor. And so when the insurance company sees that, they don't believe that you're injured anymore. Although, again, yoga, for purposes of yoga, you want to make yourself feel better.
Even though she was legitimately in pain, legitimate injuries, she did things that maybe worked through her injuries, that you could take this video and show it to a jury and say, jury, does this woman look like she's in pain?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Does this woman look like she deserves millions of dollars? No. Even though she is literally in pain, even though what the doctors are saying are truthful, a video is very demonstrative and can sway people's minds. Insurance companies look at your social media all the time. You have to be really, really smart about what you're putting on social media, what you're doing in social media, correct?
Absolutely. That's one of the biggest mistakes people make when they're injured, is they put their personal lives on Facebook, and you're showing the world that you're living a good, healthy life. And you don't want to do that because an insurance company, that's ammunition for them. And you don't want to give them that ammunition, Brad.
Tell us about a case, Moshe, where somebody listened to you, they didn't put anything on social media, a good construction case where you were able to handle it.
One of my clients was very smart. What he did was he deleted his Facebook account, he deleted his Instagram, because it was a huge case, Brad. And what he did was he put an alter ego as his Facebook name, and now that when an insurance company is trying to go and search for his name, they couldn't find it. So that guy, Brad, who protected his Facebook account by using an alter ego, we got him $3.5 million.
Wow, that's amazing. Great job, Moshe.
Thank you, Brad. And that's one of the best things you can do. I'm not advocating for that because obviously some people don't want to do that, but that just shows you what lengths people are willing to go to protect their case, and I think that's very important.
All right. Well, Moshe, you've gotten people millions and millions of dollars in construction accidents, literally millions of dollars, case after case after case, and God forbid anybody is injured in an accident. You need Moshe Baruch, the bulldozer, to help you. Because the difference between getting millions of dollars and getting something less than millions of dollars is going to be the attorney that you hire. Give us a call. Give Moshe a call here at Spar and Bernstein, 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-529-5465. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. And just to make it clear to Lisa Bling Rose when she writes, did Uncle Brad say something wrong with him because he can't read? No, I didn't say that. What I said is you have 3 solutions if you don't know how to read. You can be exempt from your citizenship or don't know how to read or write. You can be exempt from your citizenship if you're over 55 years old and exempt from your citizenship, exempt from the reading and writing portion. If you're over 55 and you've been a resident for more than 15 years, option 1. Option 2 is learn to read and write. Option 3 is if you can't learn to read and write and you go to a doctor and the doctor runs scientifically proven medical tests to prove that you have a mental defect, then you could be exempt from it as well because you have a mental deficiency. With that being said, let's do something we like to call social media checking.
All right, our first comes from the XT Mel saying, can a common law spouse U.S. citizen petition his wife for a green card if they have it registered by the court and have a declaration of informal marriage? This is in Texas.
I don't know what you're either married or you're not married. I don't know what's an informal marriage.
Well, aren't there common law marriages? Like if you're married for 8 or 10 years somewhere, it's recognized?
No, you have to be married by a justice of the peace or by an authorized religious official.
Okay.
In the United States.
Okay.
We've got our next question from Maisie, who said, can I still transfer my asylum case to another state when I already have a court hearing date? I don't have any accommodations now where I filed. I'm a Liberian and my date is on November 26th.
Well, you can move to another state and you can make a motion to change venue. It's up to the judge whether to approve it or not.
Okay, Classic World saying, wife is a U.S. citizen by birth. Do I need to send her divorce decree with my N-400 application?
Yes.
Our next question comes from Ronnie, who said, my I-751 is pending since 3 years. I already submitted additional documents as USCIS noticed, and now they transfer the case to NBC for an interview. It's been 30 days, and in February, all of my documents expire. What do I do?
What documents are expiring? And who sponsored this man?
So the I-751 is pending for 3 years. We don't know who's sponsoring.
Okay. Oh, so an I-751 is a joint petition then.
Okay.
So why would it be sent to the NVC?
NBC.
Oh, NBC. Then you file a mandamus if it's pending for 3 years. And to answer your other question on the citizenship, you have to list your wife as being divorced, but you don't necessarily have to bring a divorce decree because it's your citizenship.
Okay. Bookie Boo saying, my niece applied for a visitor's visa at the interview. They asked her if she was on filing, but she didn't tell them that she didn't tell them. She only told them that she was on a previous one that she got kicked off because she was aged out. Will this affect her upcoming interview?
Yes, misrepresentation.
Our next question comes from Rolls Royce, who said, if I opened my voluntary departure case after I got married to a U.S. citizen for unlawful presence in the States, could I still get a resident green card?
You would have to make a joint motion, and if it's approved, then yes.
God Working For Me saying, hey Brad, a person with a conditional green card, can they apply for his or her children?
Yes.
Our next question comes from Christopher, who said, as a B2 overstayer married to a U.S. citizen, what's the difference between filing concurrently or filing the I-130 and the I-45 separately? And do I get an interview for the I-130 approval?
If you're in the United States and you file an I-130 but not an I-45, you're not getting your work permit and you're getting no closer to getting a green card. So you do both at the same time because you want to do it as fast as you can.
Okay, Monica Law is saying, I have a friend who is here on her B1, B2 visa. She overstayed, got married to a veteran. Can he apply for her green card?
Yes.
And our final question of this round is from Elena, who said, so I'm filing for my husband's green card. I'm a U.S. citizen, and we're just waiting for the interview in the Guatemalan embassy. My son has Medicaid, and my husband makes $50,000. Will the public charge affect us?
The son being on Medicaid will not affect because the son, I assume, is under 18. You are not over 62,500, so the new laws will affect you, and you're going to need to do a lot more than just submit your husband's affidavit of support. With that being said, Femi Oyediran is one of the top sommeliers in South Carolina and the co-owner of Graft Wine Shop and Bar, which just opened in 2018. He is Nigerian and American, and he's a Nigerian American, which is different than Nigerian and American.
Yes.
He is Nigerian American and joined me last year to show me how to pair wines and candy in preparation for an adult Halloween. Let's watch. Today I am joined by Femi Oyediran, one of the top sommeliers in South Carolina. Femi is a Nigerian American who is here today to discuss his immigration story to America, his incredible career as a sommelier, and how he discovered his love of wine. Femi just recently co-opened Graft Wine Shop and Bar located in downtown Charleston, South Carolina, and he has some fun but still sophisticated Halloween treat ideas for the adults for this year's Halloween celebration. Welcome, Femi. How are you?
I'm doing well.
So I have in front of me all of this chocolate and candies and wine, and we're gonna do some wine tasting with you and the entire Brad squad in a little bit. But before we do that, you're one of the top sommeliers in South Carolina. But can you tell everybody out there, what is a sommelier?
Sommelier is simply a wine steward, somebody who has some knowledge, but even more important is an extension of hospitality. I simply am someone that communicates to a guest what they're looking for.
So anybody can call themselves a sommelier, or you have to go to school to become a sommelier? You know, can anyone hang up a sign and say, I'm a wine expert?
Yeah, sommelier is a job title. If I hired someone to work in my place today, they'd be a sommelier by title. But if you want to be certified or have some sort of distinction, then you have to go take an exam. There are several certifying bodies. I chose to go through the Court of Master Sommeliers, and within that, I am an advanced sommelier. But you certainly do not have to take any exam to prove that you're proficient to me.
So the advanced sommelier, where is that on the pecking order? Is that like the highest degree you could have, the second highest degree?
It's the second to last examination in the court, so it's the third level out of 4.
And how many people do you think reach that level?
You know, I don't know for sure, but I would imagine it's somewhere around 1,000.
And how long did you have to study to get to that level?
For me, it took a very short amount of time. I passed my advanced level about a year and a half or so after I took my first exam.
So you weren't always a sommelier, you were a DJ beforehand, is that correct?
Yeah, you know, DJ was a part of what I did. I was definitely very involved in music. I performed with a few different bands. I DJ'd here and there, and then I also owned a promotion company. So I'd bring acts from out of town and host them in different spaces in Charleston.
So who are your favorite artists?
Oh man, so many. Depends on the day. It's like wine, you know. Different wines I want to drink, and I've got different people I want to listen to.
Give me an example of like a wine that you would drink and some song you would listen to.
A song I would listen to?
With like, what's like a favorite wine and song combo that you have?
It depends. It depends on the day, but I tell you what, just because I'm feeling good today, I'll say that today I would drink some Pinot Noir from Kelly Fox in Oregon.
Why is that? That's just a happy drink, or?
Because the wine's delicious.
I'm sorry, what'd you say? Delicious?
Because their wines are delicious.
Perfect. So how did you
Music-wise, we'll say listen to Donny Hathaway these songs for you live. I think that's great.
And you have a go-to wine and song when you want to be a little more romantic with somebody?
I think that's a perfect combination right there.
Right there, perfect. So how did you go from being a DJ and in the entertainment business to being a sommelier?
Because being a DJ, well, I wasn't just a DJ, but doing all those things is a lot of fun, but it doesn't always pay the bills. So I started working in restaurants to kind of fund what I was doing at the time. And from working in restaurants to really being around food and great wine personalities, I kind of took an interest, picked up some books, and dove deep into the world of wine.
Wow. And now I understand you just opened up your wine shop. Is that where you are right now? It's the wine shop and bar. It's called Graft in South Carolina. Tell us about your new business.
Oh man, Graft is a lot of fun. Graft is certainly a labor of love. It's a project started by my partner Miles White and I. We've been open for about 7 months. It's a really unique concept. It kind of is the best of both worlds. We are a retail store and a wine bar. And the great thing about what we do here is that you can buy a bottle of wine and take it home, or you can, if you want, you can sit down, have a glass, shop for a bottle, or you can grab a bottle off the shelf and drink here with us. And we always have good music playing, and it's a good time. So it's really social, and I think it makes wine not just accessible, but it makes it sexy at the same time.
You know, I think one of the biggest things with wine is people get intimidated. They look at a wine list when they go to a restaurant. They don't know one wine from the next. They don't know the grapes, the different regions, the different types of wines. What do you think about that?
I think that that's unfortunate because, you know, I think that as a business owner, you want people to participate in what you're selling. You want to sell. So the idea that people feel that wine is inaccessible, I think, is a product of poor design. And I think that what we do here is we focus less on educating people, but focus more on talking to them and using our sommelier skills to find them a really appropriate wine that they would enjoy.
Now, what would you say to the people who say, oh, that's all wonderful, that's great, but I can't afford, expensive bottles of wine. That's just not in my price point.
That's totally okay. We're excited to get them a bottle of wine. Luckily, every single bottle of wine, no matter how cheap or expensive that is here, is a wine that we love. So no matter how much you're looking to spend, I'm happy with whatever you leave with because you got it here.
So what's a good affordable wine? What would you pay for a good affordable wine?
Where do we start? I mean, there's so many you can go for. I mean, one of my favorites is Little Garnacha from southern France, in the Southern Rhone, by Andre Brunel, and just his Grenache. It's a red wine. It's light on its feet for a Pinot Noir drinker. It's delicious. Under $15. It's farmed organically. I mean, what more could you ask for? It's a fantastic wine. So for 2 6-packs of beer, you can get a great bottle of wine, right? 2 6-packs, maybe even more than $15, I think. Yeah. Well, grapes, they come from the ground. Beer gets made in a tank.
Right. So I understand your family were not wine drinkers, though, for religious, cultural reasons. Tell us a little bit about it and your upbringing.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I think like many in my parents' generation that moved to the country, for religious reasons or more, they don't drink. They don't participate in alcohol. So, drinking alcohol was certainly a foreign idea to me for many years. So when I first started working in restaurants, it was really kind of like my first, not only just tango with alcohol, but I was also thrust into the world of fine wine, which was, you can imagine, was a big learning curve. But I had some great mentors and partners that walked me through the process, and I was able to kind of learn very quickly.
So tell us a little bit about where were you originally born?
Yeah, I was born in Lagos, Nigeria.
So when did you come to America?
We came to America in 1990.
So what were your first memories, you think? You remember what it was like growing up as a Nigerian in America?
First memories, yeah. I mean, first memories, I think, were my family first immigrated to Alabama. And we were at some point, we were in Huntsville. I'll say my earliest memories are absolutely in Huntsville. And we were really welcomed into the community by a gracious couple, kind of the pastor team and wife team at a local church. And they were really phenomenal. And the entire church community welcomed us into Huntsville. And that was really, I think, those are my first, most cherished memories as far as not only being alive, but also being in this country.
Was your family able to keep any cultural or religious customs from Nigeria, or are you all kind of Americanized now?
Cultural for sure. I mean, growing up, I was absolutely inundated with Nigerian culture every day. My parents almost hung out exclusively with Nigerians, whether we were living in Alabama or when we went to Cleveland, Ohio. There was a group called the Nigerian Circle of Friends, and I was constantly around Nigerian children and constantly eating Nigerian food. My father had the Nigerian newspapers mailed to him regularly, so those were always sitting on the counter. We always listened to Nigerian music. Juju music was always being played about. So, I certainly didn't feel very removed from the Nigerian experience outside of being in Nigeria, but we would go there often. So whenever we would visit, we'd stay for about a month. So I certainly think my parents made an effort to make sure that we understood where we were from and that we felt like we weren't distant.
So how did your mom react when you told her you were going to be a sommelier? I guess her first reaction would have been, you drink alcohol, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Or did she know that already?
I covered both of those in the same conversation.
Yeah, how'd she react?
What I was doing, but you know what? She had a really fantastic response. She said that she didn't understand, but she said she was absolutely proud of me. And to this day, she's very proud and shares any articles about me.
Wow, that's amazing mother.
It's a fantastic mother.
Yeah, it's a fantastic mother. So now Halloween, we got all this candy in front of me and some wines here that you recommended. Before we get into our wine tasting here with the Brad Squad, Halloween's coming upon us here, which you know. Do they celebrate Halloween in Nigeria, by the way?
Whether or not Nigeria celebrates Halloween, I think it depends on who you talk to.
Right.
But growing up, I think that based on my parents' religious preferences, etc., at the time, and just being in the early 90s, no, we didn't celebrate Halloween.
Right.
There was a Halloween party or a big school Halloween celebration. My parents would just make me sit out. I wouldn't go to school that day.
Okay, all right. So I got all this candy here, Femi.
Yeah.
I got chocolates, Milky Ways, Reese's Pieces, Snickers. What else did they tell? I got Hershey's chocolates here. I got some gummy bears, some sour gummies, some Skittles, and you had recommended some wine here. The first
wine.
The first wine I have here, it's a 2016. I'm reading this here on my cards. A 2016 Donna Fugata Benrai Pasito. See, I don't know what this is. You see, this would be intimidating to me.
Sure.
And I don't know what this is, where this is from, other than it sounds Italian.
Yeah, it is definitely Italian. It's from the island of Sicily. It is a pasito wine, so it's made from dried fruits. But the grape there is Zabibo, which is kind of an indigenous grape to that region, very similar to Muscat. But Benrier is, I think, a really delicious dessert wine that I think reminds me of orange Tootsie Roll Pops as a kid. So I think that is really just a delicious wine to enjoy with candies like this, yeah.
So it's going to be an orange-tasting grape.
Oh, man.
I see it's almost yellow in color, a little orangey yellowish in color here. And
Tootsie Roll Pop is the best way to describe it.
And it would smell orangey to me. What should it smell like?
I think it smells just like an orange Tootsie Roll Pop.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
It does. So what would you pair this with?
I think it could go well with anything, honestly. I mean, that's the great thing about sweet wines when you're working with desserts, because as long as you have something that is chocolatey and kind of salty, it'll play well. And I think that if you've got like something like Skittles or like a Starburst, it'd be fantastic too. But I think that out of this bunch here, I would probably pick like a Reese's or something like that.
A Reese's. Okay, I got a Reese's right here. Now, when you taste wine and food, unless you tell me differently, how I was taught is you drink the wine first and then eat the food after. Is that correct?
Yeah, whichever you want to do.
Or it does. Oh, you can eat the chocolate first.
Around my mouth.
You can eat the chocolate first. Wouldn't that change the taste of the wine?
I say eat the chocolate first and wash it down with a little Donna Fugata.
Really? Okay. That's what I'm going to do.
it.
That's what I'm going to do. 1 second here. There's a lot of wrappers here on this chocolate.
I see that.
All right. No Reese's. Good. Take some time to eat the Reese's.
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm chewing and talking at the same time. Bad manners. My apologies.
Looks like a very good vintage of Reese's.
No, it is. And wow, it's excellent.
Yeah?
Excellent.
Good.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think
It's a really good combination. It really tastes really good. It kind of pops in your mouth with the chocolate in it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's really, really good. All right, so now I guess I'll be drunk by the end of this. I have here the second wine pairing, which is the this is also, I assume, Italian.
Okay, yeah.
Marengo Brachetto d'Acqui.
Yeah. So Brachetto is a grape that is grown in northwestern Italy, around the foothills of Piedmont. So it's usually made into a sparkling wine, which you have here, kind of a semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. And to me, Brachetto is fantastic with chocolate. So chocolate cakes, little true chocolate candy bars, like like a good Hershey's or something, even with some deeper chocolate, could be a lot of fun. But to me, Briquetto and chocolate is like cookies and milk. So find yourself any chocolate bike, and I think witness the wonder.
So this is a sparkling wine, which I guess, when people hear that champagne, it's like, but it's not from the Champagne region, I guess.
Honestly, you don't even have to think about it like that. I think anybody who doesn't normally drink wine, but likes to drink like soda, normally they'll find themselves just at home because it drinks like a delicious soda.
It smells cherry to me a little bit. Is that what I'm smelling?
Yeah, definitely cherry, strawberry scented, raspberry.
Yeah, like a berry scent. That's what it smells. I love smelling wines. It always gets me excited to guess if, I'm smelling it properly or not, like, am I smelling oak? I'm smelling cherries. And you said that this should go with also chocolate?
Yeah, I think that could be a lot of fun. I've got a little Briquetto here myself.
Okay, great. So we're both, now, is it going to be different if I have the wine first and the chocolate after, or you really think you should wash it down?
I think that, when you're eating a meal and drinking wine, you're enjoying things in different combinations. So I say, just kind of do it however you want.
All right, so this time I'm going to drink the wine first and then do the chocolate after. See how that goes. Wow, that's really good too. What is the price of these wines? Are these expensive wines I'm drinking?
No, these are not expensive wines. The Donna Fugata will probably be maybe the priciest of the bunch, which should be around $25 to $30 retail.
Mm-hmm.
The Briquetto di Acqui should be about $20 retail.
It's very good. Excellent. All right, so the third wine we have here is the Formonos Madrid Tinto, which is a red wine from Spain. Now it says here, what are the, I mean, there's a lot of information on this label here. What information should I be taking off of this label?
The Formonos is a collaboration of four friends making wines in the Gredos Mountains, a little west of Madrid. Kind of a natural wine project. The wine is mainly Grenache or Grenache, which is one of my favorite grape varieties. And you know what? It's just so juicy, delicious. It's got some tartness, almost kind of like a Jolly Rancher candy. And I think it's just so deep and delicious. So, and it's also a light wine. So I think it's something that you crave worthy around a bag of candy.
All right, so let's see what, and this will have what kind of, this has more of like almost a licorice smell to me a little bit.
Yeah.
Am I smelling that right?
Not everybody wants to drink sweet wines
right.
with dessert. So I think sometimes you've got to find a wine that appeals to people that like drier style wines.
Yeah.
So for me, I just look for something that's kind of got some juiciness and some richness that can kind of play off kind of those sweeter flavors you get in the candies.
So then I'm going to take, it's like kind of a sugary gummy worm. I'm going to eat that with this. Okay, let's go. Wow, I chew very loud. I can't believe that. But gummies take a long time to. You know what I should do? I should wash the gummies down with the wine.
How's it going?
That's fantastic.
Good.
I'm going to tell you something. I never thought of drinking wine and having candy before in my life, but this is like a whole new thing for me now.
This is going to be a new arena for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's going to be, having candy and wine, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is absolutely amazing. All right, so now this...
Don't tell kids.
Now this last one we have here, is this pronounced Gil or Gil?
Schreibe.
Schreibe Cabernet, 2017. Tell me a little bit about this wine. What is this?
That's Schreibe, which is another grape that's grown in Germany, but in different versions, it can offer some different characteristics. But Gal does a really fantastic job because theirs just tastes like mandarin orange, and it's got all these beautiful citrus flavors.
Yeah.
And dry wine with just a touch of sugar that I think, wow, if you like something to go along with like a Starburst candy or something that's red fruited or citrus candy.
How about Skittles? We'll go all the way down here to the end and get some Skittles. Some Skittles here. And I was going to say, you said orange. It's funny. I was going to say it smells a little bit like tangerines to me.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a great descriptor.
So I'm going to have some Skittles here. I'm going to wash this down. And you said this is from Germany?
It is definitely from Germany.
What region right now is making really good wines that would surprise people, that you think? Everybody knows Burgundy and Brunello and Napa. But what's like one of the regions that's making great wines and really, unheralded?
Sicily would be one for sure.
Really?
I think one of my favorite regions to drink wine from is definitely Sicily. So that's definitely one to explore.
I was just in Sicily. I was just in Sicily about 4 weeks ago, and I actually went wine tasting in Sicily.
Yeah, there are some great wines.
Yeah, it was great wines there.
Volcano Mount Etna. But even more importantly, there are some others. There's the Finger Lakes in New York. Australia there's some really fantastic winemakers and passionate people making wine in Australia. I think the conversation is growing every day for wines around the world.
Well, this has been really fun, and I have a lot more candy and wine to drink, but I think you got to get back to work at some point. So Femi, so where can people find out more about Graft Wine Shop and Bar?
They can follow us on social media. If you look on Instagram, you can find us at Graft, GRAFTCHS. And otherwise, you can check us out on our website, graftchs.com. So we're always posting some fun updates on our social media, so it's always fun to pay attention to see what we're up to.
And business is going well so far, right?
Having a good time. Good for you to come down.
It's fantastic. I love Charleston. I may come down. You invite me, I could get on a plane quickly, especially when there's wine involved. So I really appreciate you joining us. Before I let you leave, though, we ask everybody this because this is a show about immigration and reaching your dreams, and everybody has different dreams. Tell me about what your American dreams are. Have you reached them yet? And if not, what are they?
My American dreams, I think that every day that I wake up and I come up with ideas and I try to make them bring them to fruition. I think that's an American dream, right? So I feel very, very blessed to be able to do what I do every day in Charleston, South Carolina. So I think that there's always more to add, but it's always a point to give thanks for what I have currently.
Well, I think you are a great example of the American dream. You were not born in the United States, and here you are, and you educated yourself in something you didn't think that you would ever 10 years ago that you would ever be so knowledgeable about wine, and you took that knowledge and you started your own business, and we wish you all the best success and best of luck in it, and definitely I may come down to Charleston and knock on your door one day.
All right, well, I look forward to it, and thank you for the support.
Thank you. Thanks for coming on. All righty then, let's do something we like to call the speed round. I'm going to answer 10 immigration questions in 90 seconds. Who started?
It's going to be me.
All right. So we do it 10 and 90.
Whew, that's a big one. Here we go. Marsha says, can a person who doesn't have a green card but has a work permit be an affidavit of support?
Yes.
Mr. Willie saying an RFE take
work permit? No, has to have a green card and citizenship.
Mr. Willie says the RFE take more than a year to respond by USCIS because I have a 292-day waiting from a response for the RFE. What's going on?
If it's more than 120 days, you should be filing a mandamus.
Lala said, what would be better, an I-130 versus a K-1 visa in Haiti?
K1.
Haitian said, I applied for an I-360 18 months ago, and now I got an update says new card being produced. What's the card?
The green card.
Nadine said, my husband overstayed his visa. Can I file for him if I'm a permanent resident?
Yes, but you won't adjust.
Sunny saying, can I travel with the I-751 pending case my extension?
Yes.
And I got stamp on my passport.
Yes.
Turk said, I'm a U.S. citizen living and working overseas. Could I apply for a green card for my wife?
Yes.
Jonathan says, should I renew DACA while I-130 is pending?
Yes.
Monica said, does someone with child support file for their spouse?
Yes, as long as they're up to date.
Jones saying, can my father, who is a green card holder, file for his married daughter?
No.
Life says, can someone who returned a combo card, which was approved but had an error on it, still travel?
We've
been doing it, right? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. But I didn't hear the bell.
10 and 90 seconds is like nothing.
Right. I love it.
I didn't have to fix an answer.
That was super easy.
All right. Well, we got to get ready for Halloween, so let's do comments of the day.
We are starting now.
We're starting now.
We're literally heading from the studio to get our makeup done. All right, our first comment of the day comes from Sandra Warren saying, "Hey, Brad and your hard-working team. I learned a lot from your show during the time when my sister petitioned for me and my daughter. Now I'm in the USA."
All right.
Aww, I love that so much.
I love
Congratulations.
good stories.
I like citizenship stories.
Yes.
Shernay Chambers said, "Brad, I love how you know your stuff."
Thank you.
Yeah,
That was it?
That's the whole thing.
Okay.
But I said that today, that you are an incredible receptacle of knowledge. It's really unbelievable, the
Thank
things
you.
that you can...
Yes.
Right.
All right, our third one comes from Elizabeth Francis saying, "There's never a dull moment watching Brad Bernstein show."
Hey, that's
it?
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Okay, very short comment today.
Carol Anderson, the Tiger, said, "This is a great team. You all are so
That's it?
happy." No, it's not it. Carol said, "This is a great team. You all are so happy and love each other so much. That's unique and amazing, and I love all of
very
you
nice.
guys."
That's very nice.
Awesome.
Thank
It
you. I
is.
actually saw that one. That was very
Aw.
nice.
Nice. And we have a request from Annie
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
saying, "Ha ha 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 ha. We need a pic of Uncle Brad with the snowballs." Ooh.
Da, da, da.
Oh my God.
All right, we'll see you all
I got one more.
You gonna
Sorry.
take a picture for them? Uh-oh.
Oh, here he goes.
Where is it?
Where your
Someone take-
snowballs
Where'd your
go?
snowballs go?
here it is.
Oh, back in the thing.
I've got snowballs. I've got snowballs.
My sweet Lord.
Putting them on.
This is a...
Ay, ay, ay. They want the picture with the snowballs.
Oh my God.
Let's see. Put this down. Here we go. It's got on.
No.
Here we go.
There's going to be no
One
device.
second. I'm trying to go as high. Here we go. Up on. There we go.
Oh, God.
Brad and his snowballs. You asked for it. You got it. Brad and his snowballs. Anything else you would like? What else do you want to see? You want to see if I have, if I am stealing anything from the office? Do you think I have something in the office in my pants or something?
Right.
You know, I'm gonna be like the guy.
You're just happy to see me,
Yeah.
Brad.
I got to be real. I got another comment, but I don't even know if we should
Why
do
is it so hot in here? All I
don't
did was
know.
put on underwear.
Not everybody is as cool as you are right now,
I
Brad.
want you to know I got the coolest balls in town right now.
I feel like I might need those snowballs right now.
You want to try the snowballs on?
Oh, please
Yeah,
no.
come on. You
Please
can try them on.
don't
No share.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
share.
you want to borrow my snowballs? Would you like to borrow them? But I am very
My
cool right
goodness.
now. I'm going to tell you something. It's hot in the studio, but my balls are very cool.
There you go.
All right, Cindy, I'm still going to give you the last word, although can't believe it. Brad is a field marshal on immigration. It's true. It's just tough to take him seriously with the snowballs. Brad is a field marshal on immigration, hence I tell anyone that has an immigration problem to subscribe on YouTube and get their solutions quickly. Cindy, I hope all of your friends were watching today.
But Cindy, please don't show up this last 3 minutes. They're not going to take me very seriously, would they? All right, we will see you all tomorrow. Happy Halloween. We'll see you for our Halloween special. Take care. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. 529-5465, and now conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-LAW-LINK, 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?